Alright, this is Only Mans, and I am Seth.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Jake.
I'm Brad.
Enjoy the podcast.
Oh, I'm all caught up on that one podcast I've been listening to. And
What?
That
That was me throwing up.
Sound like you're like, fuck that podcast.
Yes.
In a burp.
I mean, that's you thought the same thing.
the British dude on there did
Oh,
something
that one.
funny. He was like, yeah, I'm editing this whole podcast, so don't worry about it. And he's like, so I want to talk about this. He's like, anyway, Mexicans, and it just cuts like obviously like he said something bad. They did it on purpose, and I was like, that was hilarious. I really enjoyed it.
And now they're sued.
No,
You can't be sued. It's just implied.
it was just funny how he pulled that off.
Shit. Well, I got a story to tell you, Jake, that I told them already, but I don't know if I told Jeremy, but I told Seth. Anyways, I went fishing like last week at some point, right? At the hatchery, because this is like the first time I've been there in a long time. Anyways, we're there for like 4 hours, like me and Megan, right? We don't catch shit. About 2 hours in, these older guys, and I mean not older, like probably like 70 years old, right? Or like, I don't know, 25 yards beside us, right, fishing. We go to leave, and we're parked like right off where their spot is. Fuck you, Seth. Anyways, this dude, he's like, hey man, he's like, come look at this. And like he's like mountain folk man, right? Like I could barely understand him. And he come down there and he pulls up like a stick that he has like line tied to, and it's two like 20 fucking pound catfish.
Damn.
Right there, right? And then the other dude is off on a rock, like fighting the other fucking catfish right there at the same time. And you know, I'm feeling fucking stupid because I'm like, oh yeah, I can't compete with this shit, right? And they're like, felt like kind of like they were bragging, but it was a little timid of a situation, you know, because it's like older dudes, right? So I'm like, what are you using? Like, I want to fucking do this shit, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, the guy that's fighting the one like brings it up close to the shore or bank or whatever you want to call it, and he tells the other guy who's older than him, he's like, get in there with the net and get it out, you know. So he starts getting in there. And he goes to like net the fish out and fucking falls. And I mean like ungracefully as hell, like flat faced in the fucking dirt, dude, like right in front of you, right? Like 80-year-old man broke a hip fall. Like that's how he fell, right? And Megan was like in the car, like watching this, right? And I was looking at her like, what am I supposed to fucking do? You know, so I'm like, do you need help? He's like, no, I got it. I got it.
You could have been funny, like, oh, my girlfriend's a nurse.
And of course, his like buddy was like giving him shit about it. He's like, oh, you'll get up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And then he like walks off with me to the truck, and he's talking to me while the other dude's just like sitting there, like nursing his wounds. And eventually, he gets up. He's like, told you, get off of his ass.
He was putting a band-aid on his pride.
Yeah, man.
That's what he was doing.
He was ready to fucking go after that.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him, but it was fucking hilarious.
He's been laid up in a bed for a week.
His fishing days are over for a little bit.
If they were trying to brag about how much they were good at fishing and how bad I suck, that's what he gets. But
I think they were just trying to share, like,
they were nice
fun.
after that. They were nice. But anyways, it was fucking hilarious. But it was like,
Did you laugh?
yeah, I laughed. His buddy laughed too. But it was like one of those like nervous laughs, like you need help. Like
His head's just underwater. He's been there for a minute. He'll get up.
I mean, you know how like if like an older person falls, it's like I guess it's they have like way less reaction time, so it's like they don't know how to catch themselves, and it was like a drawn out fall, kind of like if a woman falls, you know, like it's just ungraceful.
Dude, I watched an old man fall off a roof once, and I'm like, yeah, I'm 13 years old. I didn't like after he did it. My process was like, I looked at him, and I looked at my uncle. I'm like, he just fell.
Did he die?
No, he was old though. He was in his 70s, and it was like maybe 12 foot off the ground, and he had a metal roof, and it was raining. And for some reason, he thought it was a great idea at that point in time to clean out his gutters, and that's what he was doing. He was up there cleaning his gutters.
His wife was bitching at him.
Probably. We were cutting trees for him. We was getting paid to cut trees. And I look over at him, and I saw him like land mid-fall. Like he was like right in the middle of the air when I see him. He was laying on the ground. I look at my uncle. I'm like, he fell. We ran over there. He just had like a cut on his arm, and he just sat there for a minute. His wife came and got him, and then he got up. I guess he was fine.
I want to know what goes through your head at that age, and you feel like that when you sit there. You know, are you just sitting there like, damn, when I was younger, I'd have caught myself, or like,
or God, I'm fucking stupid. I should have climbed up there.
Like he said, he put a band-aid on that pride.
Yeah.
ugh, man, that's gonna suck.
When you were saying old man, I was gonna ask you if he was like 30 or 40. You're like,
No,
he's
he
old
was-
as fuck.
He was an old man.
What was that joke I made at you? We were in the room, in the computer room at work. Something about like elderly people or whatever, and they're like, "What is elderly people?" I was like 30 and up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember. It was something like that.
Another falling story I remember in middle school. One of the teachers slipped on like food, an apple. Someone threw an apple in the hallway or something. Right after lunch ended, everybody's like crowding the hallway. She fell, and they evacuated the hallway for her. Like, she was a bigger woman and she was older, and they're like, "No one can see this. Everybody leave. Everybody out." And she fell hard.
They evacuated because they thought it was an earthquake.
Pretty sure the school is built on tunnels, so we got to get out of here.
Get to the hallway. Put your heads down.
There's
Put your
like
head
a,
under the book.
there's like a company code for when big ass people fall.
I
Code Helen. Code Helen.
I remember in elementary school, man, there was a substitute teacher who was sitting down at lunch, and her ass was so big it got stuck in like the back of the chair. You know, the opening there. Like, I was watching her. I don't know if anybody else seen it or what, but I was watching her, and she was like trying to scoot and get up, but her ass was stuck. It was funny. 'Cause
That was Jeremy's first stunt porn.
she was
that bitch invented twerking.
no, she didn't.
Did you run over there and slip something in?
Man, like, I mean, that has to be one of those moments where it's like you really got to rethink everything. You know, like my ass is stuck in a chair right now.
You
I
would
got to make a
think.
change. Like,
She was looking around, man. She had her feet like in the seat across from her, and she was leaned back kind of, and her ass still stuck out the bottom. I don't know. It had to be embarrassing.
Maybe I shouldn't eat 2 cheeseburgers for lunch.
yeah, right after that, she ate a salad instead.
This will help.
Jake fell once in middle school and cut his head open.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I didn't.
He fell on a dick.
No, I fell into lockers and it peeled my
Ow.
face.
It was a locker room. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
What's that sound you always make, Jeremy?
I keep falling.
I don't remember what you were doing. I just remember seeing your, like, it was like above your eye.
My eyebrow, my
Yeah.
forehead, and my lip.
No,
Damn.
fucking busted open.
Yeah, I was in the locker room dicking around, and we had like this concrete ledge that was like 3 feet off the ground, something like that, and the side of it was like a smooth edge, and I don't remember exactly what I was doing. It was kind of like tag, gay chicken in the locker room. I don't remember, but dude was like trying to tag me, and I hopped up on the ledge and I jumped over him. And when
Damn,
my-
Batman.
Yeah, and then when my feet came down, one of my feet hit that little smooth edge, so I slipped, and there's like mini cubby lockers, and someone left them open, so my head bounced off the slits of them, and I got right back up, and I'm like, I'm all right, and everybody was looking at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? And they like guided me to the mirror, look, and I'm like, oh fuck, and like my forehead was bleeding and everything, and I thought I lost a tooth because it was bleeding right at my lip.
Your
And-
moneymaker.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, my mom's gonna beat my ass. So I had to go to tell the coach. I'm like, yeah, I fucked my face up. And they couldn't get a hold of my mom for like an hour, something like that. She just happened to be coming to the school for some reason. And that's how I ran into her, because they were starting to take me themselves to the emergency room because of my face.
For a cut up face?
Yeah.
But he had like a big cut above his eyebrow. Like, did you have to have stitches?
Yeah.
For that? No, I
Oh,
thought
okay
so.
then.
It looked like he did. I just didn't remember if he did.
That makes sense. Dude, I was watching some fight videos yesterday. And
we could tell.
Yes.
Thank you for sending that. That was
Hey,
fucking
I gave a warning, dude.
no, I'm serious. I love seeing.
I
stuff
told
like
you,
that.
man. I do
You
not.
love that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I do not click
I don't approve of it, but I like seeing it.
Dude, that was fucking sickening. That is what that was.
I don't
Yeah.
click that shit
And-
anymore.
Immediately, the only thing I could think of is maybe I should start carrying. I regret not doing that. And actually, the funny thing is, in one of the comments, you know the famous video going around right now of the black guy beating up the Asian in the subway or whatever? Anybody heard about it?
Nope.
In the
I haven't
subway.
either.
Yeah, you know, in the train, the one that's
Oh.
What's the name
You
of
said
it?
Subway. My fat ass was thinking
I'm
fucking
sorry. Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah. No, in a train. Anyway, I read one of the comments and someone said, "This is exactly what happened to me, and no one did a fucking thing, and I've carried a gun ever since." But anyway, yeah, one of the videos yesterday, the dude was like trying to throw a punch or kick at a guy, and he fell completely sideways, and his head smacks against the pavement. He completely forgot about fighting after that. Like, he changed his mind completely. He walks over there and sits down, just holds his head. It was hilarious.
I've seen ones like a street fight. They fall and then hit like the step up to the sidewalk and fucking knock themselves out. Man, no. Like, you get laid the fuck out like that, you immediately rethink any sort of altercation.
I spent at least 2 hours, maybe more, watching videos like that yesterday. And the one I sent to the group chat was the worst one I've seen. It was just so.
All I saw was like, man almost beat to death while sleeping, and I was like, I ain't fucking watching this.
When he wakes up, I really didn't want to put this in the podcast, but when he wakes up, like he's already like so fucked up that when he comes to, he just lays there and cries. He can't even really move. You know how they get in that locked in position? So he's laying there just going, and then the dude starts beating. Look at you, you are fucked up, dude. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Stop with your fucking laughter.
I'm sorry.
Dude, and then after he does the whole moaning motion, the guy punches him in the face 2 more times and shuts him up.
I want to know what this guy did.
I don't know. Like, there was several different stories in the comments, so it's hard to know what the truth was.
I mean, because there has to be a very, very good justifiable reason for that.
He was laying in bed and he had like 2 friends, I'm guessing,
Male
beside
friends,
of him.
too.
That's gay right off the bat. And I don't know, that he was the only one that got punched.
The
other
comment
2
I
didn't do
read-
nothing.
The comment I read said that his friend set him up and fed him Xanaxes so he'd be knocked the fuck out.
So that's why.
And then them 2 wake up, and they move and just let him get his dude. The way that he was beating on his stomach like a punching bag, and his stomach's laying wide open, like there's no protection there.
Man, I mean,
you got plenty of protection.
You ain't
I
wrong.
mean, that's just like easily taken too far. Easily taken to you fucking rupture someone. Like,
I will not believe that dude lived. There's no way.
I mean, could have, but severely fucked.
I can just see it now. His buddies that moved, they're like, "Dude, you're getting your ass kicked. Do something." They're just watching.
No sounds. The only sounds you hear is him moaning, and then that dude beating the living fuck out of him.
Hit me harder, daddy.
That kind of moaning.
Like I said, with stuff like that, I want to know like what was the reason behind it. Because if it was for no reason at all, and you just beat the shit out of this guy while he was sleeping, that's like severely fucked up. But did he I don't know, beat up your sister? Like, I want to know. Like,
I read through the comments, and some of the stuff was like he did something with a crowbar, and then somebody said there was a gun involved, and somebody else said he was selling drugs to the guy's little sister. But who fucking knows, man?
Yeah, there's just so many different ones.
I hate false information like that. Like,
There's always 2 sides to a story.
I get
too.
that, but there's not 30. Like,
I
why
agree.
are people pulling bullshit out of their
Yeah, a
ass?
crowbar, gun, drugs.
Yeah.
Well, someone, I'm sure,
at least that's like the main key points you should know.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is a video that has been like circulating a lot, and someone just put some big comment once. Well, I heard it was this, and the next person, I heard it was that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I wish people didn't start that. You know what I mean? Like, if I shared something like that, I'd be like, look at this. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I guess it's just people trying to look cool and be in the know, though.
maybe.
I get your main point there, though. Like, if you're out in public and someone's getting the shit kicked out of them in front of you, like, at what point do you step in to stop that?
That's a good question. Let's go back to the subway. And all right, so apparently on the video, I watched it. Wasn't as bad as I expected, to be honest. But anyway, I watched it, and the dude just beats the shit out of this other guy, and no one steps in. So my question to you guys are: at what point do you think, like Brad said, that someone should step in, or what would you do? Kind of
Me?
Yeah, like, do you think it? I don't know. Yeah, just thoughts.
I can't even like fathom that situation because I'm not around a lot of people normally. Like, if I saw it at Walmart, I'd be like, oh, they're just friends and they're fighting it out or something, Like, I wouldn't think too much into it.
Is
If
there a
someone was
point-
getting their ass kicked, I guess I'd do something. Hopefully.
Yeah, is there a point where it gets too violent that you step in, or
I mean, like, I feel like a clear cut definition of that would be like someone's knocked the fuck out and they're still pummeling their
If they're
fucking
like
face.
kicking
or
them,
they're stomping on them?
Yeah.
And shit.
but then it's your turn. You're like, this
That's it.
alpha just killed this guy.
You could trick them and be like, all right, man, tag me in. Take a break. I'll help.
All right. So when I was the person that told me about the video in the first place, what I said was like that. It kind of what you said. Now it's my turn to get my ass kicked. like I feel like you have to have help. You know what I mean? One person stepping in, okay, now I'm getting in a fight. Your neighbors also has to jump in to diffuse the situation. And I don't trust
Random
Anybody?
people on the subway
Yes.
to help.
I mean, clearly, I'm not.
So you saying you would jump in if you had a friend with you or someone to back you up?
Definitely. If there's two at least, because when one person does it, more people's more likely to do it. But
I can just see this now.
my
It
face
just-
is getting stomped in now.
it keeps going like you and
Lack
your
of
friend.
confidence in the fights keeps Seth out.
Not lack of this dude's adrenaline is already through the roof. He's not feeling a damn thing. You're stepping into a whole stress
You're
situation.
fresh.
That's why.
Yes,
That's why we
yeah,
all enjoy
fresh.
those videos where like some shit like that's happening. And some dude kind of sneaks to the crowd and lays the dude the fuck
Yes,
out, and then
yes.
steps out quick as fuck. Like,
But yeah, like I said, I could see it going like you and your buddy step in, and then you start beating his ass, and then three guys step in and start beating y'all's ass. When will it end?
Those are the videos I always hate.
Man.
When there's like 10 different people going at it, I just skip those.
no, there's a dude I worked with before, older guy, like probably like in 40 something like that. And I wasn't going to insult you there, but anyways, he like said like he used to go to bars and stuff like that all the time, and one particular time he saw like this dude and his woman like getting into it, like fighting real good, and the dude like started beating her ass, and so he jumped in and like knocked the guy off of her, and the next thing he knew, the girl got up and stabbed him in the back with a knife. And he's like, since that went on, he's like, I will never step into nothing.
Definitely not in a
Why
relationship.
well, yeah.
Don't get in the middle of that shit.
Yeah, she gets up, stabs him for protecting her.
Yeah, stop it. I love him.
Yeah.
I'm a queen.
Dude, I watched one video yesterday where it's an Asian couple, and the woman it's like she turns on the camera like to prepare. Maybe I don't know if it was preparation because she knew he was coming in there to beat her ass, or she was turning it on because she's doing some OnlyFans shit, and he finds out and comes and beats her ass. But yeah, I
That's
watched that.
probably it.
It really wasn't that bad of a beating. The worst part was though is in front of their 2-year-old kid who was standing there, trying to get in between the parents and screaming. That was messed up.
Traumatizing.
Yes. Which more than likely he's going to grow up and do the same thing now.
The amount of dudes in prison that have probably grown up around that wound up killing their dad for it.
Very possible.
When would you step in, Brad?
I don't know. I really don't. It depends on like,
You just don't know the situation.
yeah. Like,
If he's fighting back, there is no stepping in.
I mean, I guess it's whenever you feel like they're going from just kind of hurting the person to like trying to like, I don't know, fucking disable them for life to murder them, like something like that.
Plus, you don't know if that guy has friends or what. Man.
Yeah.
If their friends see somebody jump in, they're
Yeah.
going to want to jump in too.
I mean, it's different, because it's like if it's like your buddies fighting, like you and Seth get into it right here, like it's like, okay, we let
No,
that
we
go
gotta
so
stop.
far.
You
know?
guys go outside.
Well, yeah. It goes so far, but then you're like, all right, enough.
I'm going to smash you through the TV stand.
We'll destroy his whole living room.
Yeah. After it's all said and done, you're like, all right, I love you, bro. Let's
Yeah,
leave.
yeah, me and Jeremy's good. You're hell fucking apart.
See you in 2 weeks for another episode
Yeah.
of the podcast.
I mean, like you and Chase at Chase's dad's house. At what time? Like, just go outside. Like, I don't care if you guys fucking fight. Just go outside so we don't get kicked out.
I don't really remember what happened. I just remember wanting to choke him. I might have been choking him.
Well, that was at your
choking
house.
his chicken.
That was
I
your
remember
birthday.
that one.
Yeah,
But I
'Cause that one I was actually scared. I was going to have to like kick you to make you stop.
he wouldn't quit fucking laughing.
I know, but he's stupid, and you were going to kill him.
You should have knocked him out. If he's still laughing while you're choking him
he's
out.
And I'm like, stop laughing. Yeah.
It's like he likes this.
No, Jake says he was like, stop laughing. He was dead-eyed staring, trying to like fucking kill the dude.
And Chase is like, your gun's digging into my hip.
What, you got a boner?
There's no blood in his brain at that point. It's
No.
got to go
And
somewhere.
I'm like smacking Jake, like, let him go. Quit. Dude, don't. I'm going to have to kick you in the fucking head. Stop. Don't do it. Don't make me.
I don't know, Brad. The amount of anger I've seen in you, I don't know if you'd stop, bro. Jake could be
Start
like,
stomping me.
yeah, Jake would be sitting there like hitting you if
Hey,
the
hey
roles
now.
was reversed.
Hey now. Jake's seen me punch Chase. It's a one-hitter thing.
Yeah, plenty. Yeah, Brad wakes up and has anger. Like when we had that birthday party at that cabin. To be fair, he barely had any sleep, but I was trying to clean everything up, and I was like, I'm going to let Brad
He was a
sleep for
good
little
friend.
bit.
In retrospect, he was a good friend about this.
I let him sleep, and then
After you beat his ass.
I was like, hey, Brad. He's like, and his eyes were like bloodshot. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna let him sleep a little bit longer because he looked like shit. We've been drinking all night. So like 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like, hey Brad, you got to get up, man. We're leaving. The place is closed. And he's like, I was like, I'm not being a dick about this. Come on, I need you up. And you're like, and he just started getting up off the floor. Didn't say shit at all. Like he got in his car and he sat there for like an hour.
Dude, I did. I had to make sure for one that I was sober. For two, I was awake enough. Like,
just fucking grunting.
if the way I remember that is he like woke me up and he's telling me, he's like, I already got your shit ready. It's all packed up. Like, we got to go. And I'm still giving him a fucking death stare. Like, I'm just so pissed that I had to get up.
The only time I've ever seen that was when we was camping, and it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? Or, well, we went camping. I don't know how long you had slept. Maybe an hour on the rock, maybe 2 at most. And you just get up and you just like sit there. You raise up, just like every one of us too was like, I ain't waking him up. Jake, you're gonna have to. I ain't talking to him.
Yeah, I can't help it. I'm in a bad mood for the first like 5 minutes, man. It's just, I can't help it. I gotta like sift through, like, you gotta do shit again. Like,
I just expect you to raise up and just, there's a rock. I'm beating his head in with it.
No.
That is what's happening.
man, that at the party, like, we went downstairs to like play video games or something, and I sat in a beanbag and I was fucking out like immediately, dude. When I sat in that beanbag.
Speaking of stuff like that, you ever fall asleep playing a video game with people?
I don't know if I really ever have. I mean, you would know the answer to that because if I did, it was in middle school.
I have
Yeah,
no clue where
maybe.
this is going.
Oh yeah, Seth fucking did. He probably doesn't remember all of it because he was asleep. We're playing Fortnite. I just remember we're like, Seth, here's a gun for you. Get it. And he's like, all right. And he runs over towards the chest, and he's like standing there for like a solid minute and a half at the chest. We're like, you never opened the chest? What the fuck, Seth? Seth, are you there? Are you disconnected? And he's like, huh? Did you fall asleep? Yeah. He opens the chest, and then the loot's just sitting there like, well, grab it. And he's like,
Completely asleep.
I did what I could to play with you, Jake, just to make you happy.
He was like struggling so hard. Like, just finish this match for him, man.
You probably fucking asked me to play and then fell asleep first
It's always
match.
like 20 minutes at a time, and I get my shit wrecked for it. Oh, you're such a bitch. Oh, he plays 20 minutes with us.
Nah, I mean, shit. That's enough time to lose one match. When you said Brad was sleeping on the rock or whatever, I just imagine like jagged rocks. He was like sleeping. And I
It was
like,
a smooth rock.
You
Yeah.
remember? Dude,
I do
did
remember.
you
I
not
took a
take
picture. Yeah.
Is it on your Instagram? Is that where
It's
you
on
put
I
it?
remember seeing the picture, so it has to be in the group chat.
Yeah, I'll send
Probably.
it. I'll put it on Facebook.
That would be
That
a great.
works.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea after this podcast, is to put it on there.
Unrelated.
I like how you like nobody was like permission, Brad. You're just gonna fucking do it.
Well, you're not Vicky.
It's free reign. It's in the group chat.
With that last one, I actually had to ask Vicky. Jake's like, I asked him first, like, you think she'd get mad? Oh no, ask her. I'm like, shit.
Man, with stuff like that, like being tired plus any kind of drinking, man, I will pass out wherever. Oh, it doesn't matter. A rock, you know. Fucking
Cuddled up on that rock.
yeah, dude, I sleep in the fetal position. I can't help
I
it.
do Jake, like a mummy.
Yeah, right on my back, ready for anything, dude. There's this one movie I seen. Like, I used to sleep with both my like arms under the covers. Then, like, for a while, I started sleeping with both of them out because I watched this movie called like Dog Pound. It was about juvenile, and this dude was laying in bed, and it was his first night. He had both his arms under the covers, and like a group of guys came up, pulled the cover down tight, and then just started beating the shit out of him. And I was like, holy fuck, that can happen. So I was like, from now on, arms out no matter what.
Arms out or not, man. A group come in like that. You're only delaying it by 15
I mean, you
seconds.
can put your hands up, cover something. I don't know. I just didn't like that. Fuck it.
I feel you. I mean, after everything I was watching yesterday, all I could think about is just too much evil. I do not want to get myself in any kind of position like that.
I mean, that's another reason why a lot of people stay out of those situations. Like we were talking about, don't step in
Oh, that too. Yeah, you're right.
because
You're
you
right.
you don't know how violent it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, you walk up and he pulls a gun out and shoots you.
I would prefer that. I would prefer getting shot over getting fucking beat to death.
No, if you go to step in,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it simple things too, man. People at a gas station, one person thinks the other one cut in front of them, and then it ends up being something like that. where
Road
one person-
rage.
yeah, one person's almost dead over it.
Okay. Quick question. Say you are at a gas station. There's like a line of 5 people, and someone does cut. You saying anything?
Listen, oh no.
Okay.
Cuts in
Say
front of
another
me?
person
No.
cuts.
Am I fucking invisible?
Yeah. At what point would you say something? And what
my
would you
my
say?
chest is poked out by the first one.
Are you like
Okay?
squeezing up on the next person?
I've got a lot of pride, Jake.
He takes the big inhale on the first one. Like, that's okay. That's okay. He sees the second one. He's like, "You're dead."
Well, honestly, like,
I scoot up closer.
You-
I'm not leaving a space.
but there's a
You know what I
6-foot rule right now.
No, there's not.
Yeah, for Corona.
How many people follow that though?
No
man?
one. So you.
I follow it at the Dollar General store. They have spots for you to step at, and most people generally do.
All right, I'm trying to paint a picture though.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid it.
No. All right, say all right. The second guy or whatever, another guy walks up and he walks up and scoots in front of the counter in front of you. Would you say anything to this guy, or would you just let it go?
How big's the guy?
Same size. Same size.
Same size as me.
Yeah.
He's a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Let's
same
hear your
size
an-
as whoever's in this
Let's hear
situation.
your answer, Seth.
I'd like to think I would, but I probably wouldn't. That's honesty.
Bye, Alpha.
After the second one, I'd like to say that I would, but I probably would.
Hey, I want to top off his gas. Put an extra $5 on there.
All right, let's make me
Man,
look like a bitch.
Oh, no.
Here's half a Reese cup. You want it, sir?
Would you say anything, Brad? Would you
In
do
that
anything?
situation, probably not. No. Like, with stuff like that, I'd be
Nah.
fuming, fucking pissed.
Yeah.
But like, what I would try to do in that situation is like, don't start it. You know, just don't start it. Just-
Brad's like, you're lucky I didn't just wake up, motherfucker.
Remember counting? You're like, oh, if that happens again, you're
one
over
more
here.
motherfucker
Yeah.
cuts me.
Hey, you get-
2 more motherfuckers cuts me. 10 more motherfuckers cut me.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think anyone, like any normal person, would do anything in that situation. But like you said, something dumb, someone cuts, and then they start a fight. Like,
And then someone's getting beat to who knows? You
Yeah.
know, it happens. Seems like more
Getting
often
cut
than not.
once is okay, but the second guy, whenever he got up to the counter, I'd be like, hey, man, I was next. That's what I'd say.
and
And if
he's
they
like,
were like, "Fuck you,"
yeah. What if he was like, okay, and
I don't
Yeah.
know. Okay, and get out of my way.
yeah, that's what I mean. Those kinds of
make me?
like if they're like, "Okay, fuck you," then you have to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, at that
Because
point.
of pride.
Yeah.
That's why you have to.
like you can't cut for one because now if you walk away from that, you're gonna feel like a bitch for the next like 4 months.
Yeah, you're like, I can't go into gas stations anymore. Yeah, go in for me. Paying someone an extra
I always
dollar.
pay outside anyway. I avoid that.
That reminds me, I have a little story. Me and Kenzie went shopping once at Walmart. When we come out, there's this dude in a Jeep. And like, you know how some people might speed. This dude was acting like he owned the parking lot. Right through the front door, just sped right past it. Took the curve, like stomped on his gas, burned his tires a little bit, and slams into a parking spot. That took everything in me not to say something to him. Because when he gets out, he's a normal looking regular dude. He ain't fucking 10 foot. He ain't Mr. Badass. And it bothered me that I didn't say something for like a week after that. So maybe it would bother me at the gas station too. But I'm just that guy alone. He was going in Walmart. I don't know what he was in such a fucking hurry for, but like literally like slamming on that gas past people, man. But yeah, that bothered me.
He just got to show his nuts, man.
It took
That's
me
all it
to,
is.
I was heading to my sister's that day, and it took me 2 hours to get there. And the whole time, that's all I could think about.
I've been that mad before.
I get mad over stuff like that, like driving, dude. Like even if I'm driving and somebody like looks like they're about to pull out in front of me, and as I'm going by, dude, I'm like, "Fuck you, ooh, fuck!" Like,
I hate whenever I almost do stuff, man. Like I almost did this, but I consciously stopped myself from doing it. Like I almost got T-boned the other day at a stop sign. The person did not stop. And if there had been a person on the other side of the road, I would have either hit them head on or I would have been hit. And I wanted to just stop right in front of the guy and get out and ask him what his deal was, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
Stop, roll down your window. Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, seriously. You about killed both of us.
And then you get shot.
I think vehicles should have like an apology button for that shit. That would avoid a
An
lot
apology
of road
honk.
rage. Yeah, something. Because like I fucked up before, and I'm just like, oh god, and I'm like embarrassed. And I'm like, oh, I'm not a dickhead. I swear, I was just like zoned out for a second and did
You
something
need like an
stupid.
arm that comes up out of the roof with a white flag. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Dude, and it's just like you just don't know how people like react to that kind of stuff. Like my dad before has like fucking chased people like that have like went around him at a stop sign and then fucking like floored it behind them, like chased them for like 4 miles before he's calmed down enough to fucking stop. You know,
He's like, you better not pull off anywhere.
Yeah. My uncle's done that before. Told me a story which he would ride a motorcycle and somebody like, almost hit him while he's on the motorcycle, like followed him to his house, got out and was like, dude, you almost fucking killed me, asshole.
There's a
Like-
lot of videos on YouTube like that.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd
Sometimes
follow
I-
someone home.
I don't know. I don't even follow them
You
anywhere.
follow someone home, your chances of getting shot
Yeah, you-
just went way up.
You
dude.
get out of the
There you
vehicle and they
go.
just shoot you.
So does your deserving.
Because somebody follows me
Matt.
home like to my parking spot when I pull out the guns in my hand. That's how
Brad's
that's
like,
gonna be.
Dad, Dad, they're here.
Oh, no shit. This is not a Sessa badass story. But one day I was leaving work. This was after I, worked there for a couple of years on lunch. And so I was taking lunch at 1:00 in the morning at that time. And I used to live right here where you live, Jake. And I'm leaving Walmart and like this vehicle gets behind me, starts honking its horn. They get up to me, like flipping me off and stuff. I'm like, oh shit. And they follow me home. They park right fucking behind me. First thing my Billy badass does, scared shitless, I hop out of the car and flip them off. Like, what the fuck? It turned out to be like a couple of dudes I knew, and they were sitting there like laughing, about to piss themselves.
Yeah, and you're over here like I'm about to deal with
Yes!
like life-threatening fights.
Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking there's 4. I mean, there was a bunch of people in there. There's at least 4. I'm like, I'm gonna die. That's what's gonna happen.
You're in the car like flexing. You're trying to get a pump on.
Imagine if I'd have ran into the house, like, ah! I took off running.
It's crazy like how many people like actually do that kind of thing though too. Like I know like stories of my brother who would go out like meet people, like 2 dudes out at like a fucking bridge in the middle of the night to fight. You know, and I'm like, that's stupid. Like that's how you get really fucked up.
It is stupid, but that was always the stipulation. Like,
Yeah.
this is where it's going down. You just better bring your friends you trust.
Or he told me one. Actually, I remember this because he showed up to the house after. But like he was, you know where the dump is, right?
Yeah.
Like going up that road, and there's somebody in front of him. They kept like hitting their brakes and making him come up close to him. And he said it was 2 different dudes, and they were younger than him. And he's probably my age now. And he like got pissed off and like revved up on him or whatever. So they pull off in like a gravel spot and get out and start flipping him off. He pulls off to fight him, right? And he starts fighting one of the dudes. And like in the middle of fighting one of the dudes, he said he looked up and saw the other guy had his phone out, like he was like calling the cops. And he like realized, I guess, at that moment that they looked like they were like probably 16 and he's like 22. So he gets in his truck and leaves, right? He like runs. It comes to our house, fucking parks the truck behind the house, and his like knuckles are bloody and shit. And he's like, you know, I'm like
that hyped up right
Yeah.
there. That is what you don't want to walk into.
yeah.
I mean, he's already wired, man.
Just like shit like that. I'm just like, I don't know how people like can continue in those situations for very long without getting really hurt.
Well, this was not what the podcast was ever planned to be.
What was it supposed to be?
It wasn't supposed to be fights and shit.
You guys got to learn to just let it go, man.
What didn't me and you talked about this, right? Like, say you're out with your girlfriend, right? And she comes up to you and says some dude done something to her, like slapped her ass, right? How do you react? Right?
Yeah, Jeremy.
You didn't see it.
Hey,
You didn't
I don't
see
have
it.
a girlfriend. You do.
You didn't see it, but she comes up and tells you that so and so slapped her on the ass.
I don't know.
You can't do nothing, can you?
Quit looking so fine.
Smack it
Tempting my
to-
homies.
Tempting my homies.
And they'll get mad at you for not doing something in that situation. But like what me and him talked about is like in that situation, like I have to have undeniable proof,
It's not
like that
it's
this
not,
person did something.
You
It's-
think she's lying to you?
No, but it's untelling
If
what
you-
could have happened.
It's not the lying. I think it's being in the situation. Like if you're put in a situation, you can't really think about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If she's coming to you and you're not there, nothing's happened. It's just like, oh well, this happened. I don't like you. Maybe you have more of a thought process of like, how should I deal with this?
Maybe.
that point.
If you see it, you're like
If you
punch.
Yeah, if you see it, then it's more of an instinct,
Yeah.
kind of more of a reaction of like, oh shit.
It's hard to be mad about something you didn't see.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you're okay. Like, you can't get mad. You're just like, oh, was it that guy? my thing is, you don't know the situation. Like he was saying, like for all you know, the dude was walking by and something brushed up against him, and he's like, "Oh, he just like full on grabbed my ass." Like
He could have smacked her ass, but at least that's all it was.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you had to have like 3 or 4 people come up to you and be like, "That dude did do it. That dude
Yeah.
did do it." Like,
Your girlfriend told him to.
yeah. She don't like that. Stop.
Which reminds me, Jake brought up an awesome fucking idea. With the t-shirts, we should have "She Don't Like That" put on the back.
I'm
down.
cool with it.
I'm
Is that
down.
not awesome?
I'm cool with it.
that.
I think it's epic.
I was making a joke to Vicky. I was like, I need to get my own shirt and have RNA on it. Ed.
Has that even been brought up in the
Which is
podcast?
fucking hilarious because I was thinking of getting that boat, Jeremy with the bows and hose, on my own shirt and just showing up to work.
No, fuck it. We'll just make our own line of meme shirts.
Yeah, everybody's getting their own special shirt.
When you jumped out of that truck when your friends were behind you, did you get out and start freestyling, trying to scare them away?
That's exactly what happened.
Raw
like-
poetry.
It's like High School Musical, but like rap.
Speaking of, y'all see the fucking preview. Whenever we went to see Godzilla and King Kong, and it was like a fucking hood musical or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I forgot what
Was
it was
that-
called.
I don't know, man, but it was so far off.
It was so
from the
awesome,
normal.
right?
Where was the drugs and the guns and the rape and the gang violence and shooting at cops and kids getting killed in the middle? Where was all that?
They're saving that for part 2.
Anyway, no, but that's kind of how it was. Like, it was a rap version of like a song. It's a fucking rap musical.
What were those Step Up movies?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Stomp the yard.
Stomp the Yard, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
this was a
It was
musical.
kinda
It's
like
like
that.
a
Yeah,
High
it was-
School Musical, but instead of high school, it's like in the hood.
It made me think of Footloose or something.
I don't know if I ever told you. I went to when I went to the school or whatever, and dude, I saw a guy pull out like 2 pounds of weed too. Yeah, his name was Nick, and he lived in the projects up there. I forgot what it was called or whatever, but he's like, "Hey man, check this out." And he pulls out this shit like from under his shirt, and I'm like, I gotta go. Like, it was in the bathroom at school.
I actually have the same exact
This
story.
guy's really doing shit.
When I was in middle school, like I don't even know who the dude was, but like walks in the bathroom and pulls out a bag of weed. It was the first time I seen weed in my life. He just pulls out like this big bag of weed, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" I'm like, "Get out of here!" Like,
After Brad walked out, he's like, I think I just got high.
baby, bro.
He called his dad immediately. Dad, I'm sorry.
What? Call him. I was scared they'd kill me just for being around it, bro.
Same.
What? Really? You were in the bathroom while they were doing that? You dumbass! Smack.
Yeah, this guy was doing serious shit. And at 16, it was kind of like a I don't know.
What did you rap about?
Shit, I never did. Well, I don't know.
Fucking girls.
Gangster rap.
But I mean, like, were you like
Gangster rap.
doing that stuff when that happened?
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, look at this, thinking you're all cool and you're at peace. Like, is that how that went
It's
down?
kind of hard to explain. The only song I can remember, like Noah will tell you, like I made a rap song about me and him playing basketball versus his brothers and whooping their ass, and I put the scores in it and stuff like that. But yeah, stuff like stealing, being fucking poor, and having absolutely no money, shit like that.
Oh, Jeremy could make a rap song about Madden.
I won. Damn. I can make a haiku about it real quick.
I still, before I die, I want to hear that.
Dude, I've got, like I said, I got it on a CD, but the CD won't play, so
I can
it's
clean it.
all scratched up.
Yeah, we
now.
can clean it.
He's at
Yeah,
home
come
keying
on,
it.
bro.
This cannot be.
That's why it don't work.
Yeah.
Because he fucked it up on purpose.
I'll send the lyrics to the first verse because I will not sing it.
Actually,
I'll send it in the group chat for you.
okay. But I can see it now. Like it's like 16, shaves his fucking head bald, starts keying that fucking CD. Takes the exact opposite fucking route.
No, all right, so
Going fishing.
no, like back,
Watching American History X.
you get. I watched that back then. You get used to it, and it becomes normalized. That's the way I look at it. Like when we were going and stealing stuff, like the first time you do it, you're like all nervous and stuff, and then it becomes something you do all the fucking time, and it's not bad anymore. And then whenever I went to my dad's, like I had quit, And it was like such a long, 5 months. It was like kind of, I ain't gonna say life changing, but then I'm like, oh fuck, I should not been doing that in the first place. I'm not gonna do this anymore. But like, if you don't leave that situation, it's like you get drug into it.
Yeah.
Because my mom had a boyfriend that was, he spent his whole life in prison, in and out, for doing the same shit I was doing, but on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So like leaving that situation,
You got an outside
you
perspective.
got like a little eye opener. But if you never leave, it's just that is what you do.
Yeah.
I've
You
heard
fall into it.
I've heard stuff like that about like druggies, like that you like grow up around people or like doing pills or something, and then you just automatically think, well, everybody's doing it.
It's a part of life. You do have to leave that to see it.
So we're gonna talk about the football thing that we dropped last episode,
What do you mean?
where you grabbed my dick.
Can't explain it. I don't. This is all I. It was definitely not. Like, it was more of a cupping motion.
It's so much better, yeah.
Yeah, full on grabbing. Basically,
Oh, thanks, bro.
this is all I can
He
remember.
thought he could get it for free, popping a discount.
It was kind of like we were on defense, like we had just switched or something, and I don't remember the conversation. I don't even know if you do, but it's something like we was discussing. Oh, like, my bad, man. It's like, and I'm not even paying attention. I just remember like
It's just
like,
natural.
We kept talking about it. It was kind of like, the little smack on the butt, except it was just forward. And it's like, oh shit. So me and Jake make eye contact afterwards. And he looks at me like I did this, like,
You just molested
intentionally.
me.
Yeah, like I really wanted this. He's like, dude, I thought, he would just like drop it and pretend like it didn't happen. That would be the normal reaction for me. But he looks at me like, what the fuck did you do? My only defense is to be like, Jake's gay. He totally made me grab his dick.
Shit, dude, that makes me think of like maybe like TV shows, like something like Riverdale or something, and like some dude comes up to a gay dude and that proposes himself to him, and he's like, nah, man. He's like, okay, then screw you, fuck you, I'll beat your ass. Like,
I was just so thrown back. I was like, why'd you do that? And he's like, he's gay. And I'm like, what?
Everybody else, thankfully, was kind of just like brushed it off.
I don't give a shit. I'm out of breath.
They acted like they didn't even care. I had not met Vicky at this point, and I don't think we had met. But anyway, Jake had talked about her, and Jake's like, he's like, yeah, Vicky's mad at you because you're filling up on her goods. He's like, you ain't even met her. She's already mad at you.
it's okay, Seth.
Dude, to think how long ago that was, though. Like, we've been like meeting up together and playing football and stuff. That's 5-6 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I got mad at you that one day. I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to play football. And you're like, we're down a guy. We need you. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll come. And I got there and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to throw the ball straight to you. My eyes aren't even fully open yet. I'm like, no, let me like run around like a jackass for a couple of plays.
You wasn't mad at me, bro.
No. And you were like, you're fresh, man. You're fresh. You got this. You threw it like three times
plays in a row.
and I fucking missed and dropped them every time. I'm like, I told you. And I'm like, here I am, like, trying to catch it. I'm like, yep, I suck.
I think
It was.
that's why you didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with me.
No, I didn't say I was mad at you.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I said I got mad at you because you
Oh,
threw it at
okay,
me.
yeah.
I was fresh. I'm like, please don't do this to me. You're like, you got it. You got it.
But to be fair, after that, I really didn't want to. I jumped out myself.
Anyway, yeah, the Mormons. I talked to some Mormons and I had a good conversation with them and it was cool. And I was like, oh, yeah, because I like talking about that stuff. Anyway, they're like, yeah, do you mind if we come back? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, come by at like 11 because I was like, I sleep in the afternoon. So if you swing by, just make sure it's around 11, maybe 12. They're like, all right. And they came by at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was up because it was my last day off before work, so I get a nap in. And I was playing a game, and the dog starts going ape shit because someone's knocking at the door. And I peek out the window like a crackhead, and I didn't move the blinds because they have like Mormon senses and they just know. So I saw it, and I was like, "You fucking!" And they stood out there for like a minute and a half. No, it was like 5 minutes. I was playing this game while Whisper was barking, and I can't make her shut up. And I'm like, "Just go the fuck away!" Like I'm not opening the door. It's 5 o'clock. I'm going to bed in like 10 minutes.
It's because they knew you was inside.
Yeah, they knew I was having fun.
yeah.
They're trying to make me think about how I'm a sinner and just terrible.
I noticed your Mormon Bibles on your TV.
Yeah, they gave me 2 of them. They thought I
Two.
needed it
you
especially.
for you and Vicky.
Yeah.
Where?
Right up here somewhere. I know I've seen it.
Behind the equipment, huh? I want to look at it before I leave. If
That's
you don't
fine.
mind.
Yeah.
Me and Vicky was going to lunch or break or something. And they're, I don't know. It was one day, and here's the Mormons calling them. It's like, I fucking hate Jake.
I told her just block them. I don't even want to talk to them. After they did that, like that was disrespectful to me because I know they wrote the shit down in front of me like 11 o'clock.
So
Okay.
I think the way they do that is like they have like a map to where they like set out sections of houses to go to, and it's not the same people that go to those places all the time.
Well, they fucked up because I ain't
You've
answering.
talked to the same people twice in a row, though.
Yeah.
haven't you?
I'm not talking to them anymore because that was fucking rude.
You don't have to answer the door.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, even if they know you're in here, so what?
Yeah, Vicky got mad. This wasn't on the podcast, but back when we lived upstairs, we're sitting on the couch watching a movie or TV, and someone knocked. I'm like, oh, and I grabbed the doorknob and I like twist it to open it, and I let go. And I'm like, wait, who is it? I look outside. I'm like, oh, it's Mormons, and I sit back down. But like I twisted the doorknob enough for them to know, and I just sat back down. And I told Vicky, and she's like, they know we're in here now. And I'm like, so? I'm like, it's okay. So go away. Go away.
Dude, the last time Jehovah Witnesses or Mormons or whatever came to my house, I'm mowing the lawn and I see them in the next house or whatever, and they're knocking on the door. They get ignored. They're walking next to my house, and I'm coming up towards them, and they like get this bright like look on their eyes. They're like, hey, and they look at me. I go, nope, and I just point on like to the next road. I'm like, no, just go. And they're like, oh, they was all chirpy, and then their shoulders just drop. They keep walking.
Like I said, I don't mind talking to them about that. Another thing I was talking to my friend about, I was like, yeah, I think after like 3, maybe 4 times, like after I've talked about it enough, I'll be like, no, I'm done talking about it.
That's my point.
So I'm gonna have to turn them away, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm done. Oh, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm done. Like I don't want to talk about
It's
it.
not a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of it, and you never hear from them again. They will keep on and on until
Until they
you join their
convert you.
cult.
Yeah.
Cults.
I'm.
Those are big accusations.
That is what happens.
Yeah, I'm not.
You almost fell. I mean, right into the cult.
Yeah.
If Vicky would have went, you would have been at church Sunday.
I don't think I told you
Cut
after
2
I,
visits later, he's sacrificing the cat.
after I got done talking to him the first time. It wasn't too long, surprisingly. It was like 15, maybe 20 minutes. I came back inside and I told Vicky, I was like, oh, we're Mormons now, so you better be ready Sunday. We're leaving. She's like, shut the fuck up.
So, like off topic, going to something else. I was on Reddit the other day and I read like this post, and it's talk about this boyfriend. Now they never name the game, and she don't know what the game is, but it kind of seems like real life. And he's always on a group chat, and he has to do things in real life to like earn respect and stuff. And I don't know if you know what this is. I was trying to like think of more details. Like, I don't know. He had to go sit in the parking lot and do like one certain thing in the parking lot. And then 2 hours later, he did it, and he was so happy because it got him more respect from his gang or whatever. It wasn't like, wasn't like gangs or something, but
It was
his
like
team.
a make-believe thing.
Yeah, like she don't know what the game was, and like I even read in the comments, couldn't find nothing. But the dude's fucking 3-week-old kid dies, and while the baby's like choking or dying, he's in the other room on this game chat. Yeah, like she started.
That's when I quit the gang.
She started calling it a cult, like,
Yeah.
and that's what she was talking about. And I don't know, like she said when she was on the way to the hospital, he was on the game chat right on his phone. Whenever like they were in the hospital, everything was going on. That's what he was doing. But I don't know, it was like
It has to-
crazy.
It has to be something kind of set up like Pokemon Go, where it keeps track of your location.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Like she also wrote something like if he would be like if he had a certain mission to do and he failed said mission or didn't get it done, then he'd be like bombed all day. It's got to be some kind of interactive something. I don't know. I wanted to know what it was.
The only thing that's making me think of is when I was really little, like 9 maybe. My cousin, he got into like rap and gang stuff like that. And I remember when we were little, he's like, yeah, we're like, he made up like a game like that, and it was like a gang. And he's like, yeah, and you got to get like, you got to do certain things to like be higher in the gang. He's like, if you do this and that. And I remember doing these things with him. It was dumb shit. Like I don't remember what it
Kids.
was, but yeah, that's what that just made me think of. It's like, oh, I gotta
I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
at
Shoot the
15.
apple off the fence post, and you were now lieutenant in the gang.
Go tag a place or
Yeah,
something.
poop
something
in a
like that.
dryer.
All your dirty laundry, pun intended, being thrown out.
Oh shit! Pooping. I didn't do the pooping. Ken,
Dude,
what up?
you're such a cool guy. Your gang member went up. Yeah.
Definitely not what that was. Oh shit!
Respect on that shit. Dude, other day I had to tell like a probably like 16-year-old no for like buying him alcohol or cigarettes or something. Like the Shell by Caribou Exit. Like we go in there to get or to pee, right? And as I'm walking up, he's like off to the side of the building, and I hear him going like, "Shit, damn, fuck," you know. And like as I walk next to him, he's like, "Hey man," he's like, I left my ID at the house." I was looking at him like, and he's like,
Bet.
you can say no if you want to." I was like, "No, just no, dude." And I like walk in, and Megan walks behind me, and she's like, "What?" And then she has to have the same exact fucking conversation with him, right? And, she
And then
comes
you
up-
go buy her alcohol. and cigarettes.
She's like, he's buying me alcohol. Oh.
But I'm like, I just looked at him. I mean, like, not to be rude, but the dude's like face was covered in acne. Like he was not old enough, you know. Like he wasn't even close. And you don't even start out with that, man. You don't just like start out with a lie. Like, oh, I left my fucking ID at the house. Like, just be like, hey, bro, I want a pack of cigarettes. You know, or like,
Was
What
he
would-
wanting cigarettes or
he
alcohol?
didn't get it out before I told him no.
What would it take for you to do it?
Pay me double.
Double the price?
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking way more money than that. Like he's gonna give you $10 to go in there and get a pack of cigarettes. You'd take the $10 and do it.
That would.
Allegedly.
It take-
Allegedly, yeah, allegedly.
It would
So
take.
follow at PD. Don't listen.
If it was alcohol, it'd definitely take a whole lot more
Yeah.
than that for me.
If it was
I'm
alcohol,
sorry.
it'd be more. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's gonna take more money.
Cigarettes aren't a big deal.
and I really don't even like the principle of what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I don't like this at all.
Well, I remember being like 14 and dipping, and I was like, "Hey, can you buy me a can of dip?" And everybody's like, "No." I'm like, "Is there not one motherfucker that can just buy me a can of dip? Like, I have dip at home. I'm just not home right now."
Dude,
being the age you are now and looking back, would you buy a 14-year-old a can of dip
Probably.
at the gas station right now?
It depends. Like Brad said, it depends on how they come about it. Like,
if
they're
you like lie straight to my face,
Yeah, no,
immediately
no.
no.
I couldn't do it.
I'm a cool adult. Okay, you be straight with me.
If
I-
a
I
14-year-old child comes up to me and goes, "Hey, can I get a no, get the fuck out of my face,
Dude,
Don't
didn't
talk
we
to me."
ask like a homeless dude by the Shell in front of the movies where it was the movies before like, me, you, and Chase. It seems like I remember we asked like some homeless dude. to
I
buy
don't
us
remember
dip.
asking a homeless guy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, sure," and he never comes back.
But what I remember is we asked him and he told us no.
I would have never.
He's like, "My morality." And he's like eating dumpster food.
We went around and did that a couple of times. Like asked or went to the gas station, acted like
Dude.
we didn't have our ID or whatever.
I remember this one time I was trying to get dip, and like Brad and Chase was like, "You look the oldest out of us," or whatever, so you do it. I'm like, "You fucking dick." So like I go in there and I'm standing in line, and right before I go in, this is why I remember it, because I got so mad. It might not have been, but I'm pretty sure it was. Someone called me a faggot as I'm like walking past. It was like a group of 3 dudes, and they're like in their 20s,
God, I
and I
hate
was like
that shit.
14 at the time, and I could have sworn I didn't turn around. I acted like I didn't hear it. I'm like, and I got inside, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, did they call me a faggot? And I'm like, why? And I'm like looking at myself, like, what? And then I come out at Brad and Chase, and I'm just like, yeah, I didn't get it, and I got called a faggot. So what a win.
Today's been a good day.
to be fair, at 14, you probably looked like a faggot.
They knew exactly what you were doing, and they're like, "Ha!"
Probably pisses me off just thinking about it.
I couldn't do it now. I wouldn't want to. Not some 14-year-old. That reminds me of whenever I was living beside the middle school, and I'd get out of the truck. "Oh, nice truck, buddy. Hey, bro," and I just want to fucking punch all of them. Don't talk to me.
Brad couldn't live there. He's like, they're gonna beat me up.
Oh man, I don't like that. I don't like for random people to talk to me in the first place. So
Fucking for real.
When it's kids, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I have nothing to talk to you about. I'm a grown ass man. Please go away.
Do you play Pokemon Go?
dude, I would hate.
Yes.
I would hate that shit because like I mean, where I live, like you have to like intentionally come out to my house. You know, like you don't just like walk down the road and like, let's stop at this house. You know, so like when somebody's like up there, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I'm like more on alert. You know,
As soon as you hear the gravels moving.
yeah, like I could hear someone come up like the driveway to my house. So it's like, what the fuck? Like every time.
All right, to one of my favorite parts of the podcast, Mediocre Movie Minute. All right, this week we had The Green Inferno, which is a movie we brought up several times in the podcast. And from the cover of it, I didn't think it was going to be all that great. I was looking at it, but I watched it yesterday and I thought it was good stuff. Jeremy, did you watch this week?
Yeah, I did.
All right,
I watched it last night.
A rating for me, it's kind of hard to rate fucked up shit. So, I mean, I'm just going to go with a 6. I mean, it was a slightly above average movie, but it was just it was messed up.
I'd give it a 6 too, but I gotta say, man, I hated the fucking ending.
Yeah.
I agree.
hated it. And there was a pretty good amount of gory kills in it, man. I guess that's what you expect from Eli Roth, though.
Did it seem realistic to you?
Yeah.
The guy getting cut up? Like the first guy to die?
Oh, the big fat black guy?
Yeah.
I felt bad for him.
I did too, but I don't know. I thought it, I mean, as realistic as it could.
It seemed realistic.
Did someone call him a simp in the movie? I feel like someone did.
It does seem like that.
Like he's like, quit simping.
I don't remember the word simp, but
I
something
feel-
like that could have happened.
I feel like they said simp, and I like that. But I thought the movie was pretty good actually, but I definitely wouldn't watch it again. I wouldn't buy it. I'd give it probably a 5, maybe a 5.5.
That's fair.
I didn't understand the ending, like the shirts.
He died. He died for the cause.
Is that what that was?
Yes, that was
I thought
the
it said
reason for that.
free or save or something.
No, I'm pretty sure he died for the cause, and it was like a moment or what do we say?
Memorial.
Memorial. Yeah, like a
He martyred himself for
Yeah.
the cause, so now
Yeah.
he's the face of it.
exactly,
I-
which is sickening.
Go ahead and say your rating if you're going to.
4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was
respect
it
that.
was it
A 6.
interesting at all?
But it was like the initial like getting hunted by them and like the way they killed them and stuff was, but like I just felt like it was extremely shitty acting, like beyond that. And the ending, I agree with him. Doesn't not that part, but the part where like she didn't fucking tell him what happened made
I
zero
know.
fucking sense to me.
Killed
None.
me.
Like
None.
zero fuck
Why-
them. Go
Dude.
fuck it. Burn that forest down.
Why?
Kill them all.
Exactly. I think if there was a reason, it was for that one kid. You know what I mean? That would be the only reason
Yeah.
she did it. That's the only reason I could think of. But yeah, I agree.
That's not good enough.
No,
Not good enough.
But
No.
please, dozers, just churn them up.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
But no, I like it wasn't a horrible movie, but I thought it was a bad movie.
I didn't think the acting was that
agree.
bad, but
I
I'd give it about, I don't know, 6, I'd say.
I didn't.
I'm starting to feel
I
like
was
6
surprised to
too
hear
high.
your guys' higher ratings. Like that's why I looked at Jake like,
Yeah.
well, damn.
I
Okay.
talked to Brad a little bit about it, and he's like, I give it like a 3 or a 4 when he was telling me, and I'm like, really? And I was like, damn. And I was like, well, maybe I'll like it because he really liked that one movie, and I hated it. So
I feel like a
balance it.
shock factor is kind of what made it that high for me. When you watch a guy get his eyeballs like
plucked out.
pulled out in A, his tongue cut off in A, and then you just watch him get hacked up.
Yeah.
That
Ah.
enough was just
There's a plenty in that movie that bugged me though, because like they were eating them and whatnot, and they could knock them out with the little darts. They had some kind of powder because remember
Yeah,
the guy on the
knocked 'em out.
pole,
Mhm.
so they could knock them out. So they were intentionally torturing them.
Yeah.
Like it didn't make sense to me.
It didn't make sense why they didn't just eat them all. Like that doesn't make sense. Like they were wasting meat in that way, kinda.
Well, they were keeping them alive like livestock to me.
Like the little pigs they had.
But the worst part was the eating them raw and then eating them cooked. What's
Mhm.
the fucking point in cooking them if you eat them raw anyway?
Tastes
They had
better.
the munchies, so they had to eat them raw.
Nah, that was stupid. I didn't like that either.
How Brad said they were a waste of meat. Like that first girl they kill after the plane crashes, right through the neck and then the head. They didn't eat her. They just left her body out there and they tied her up and whatever
That's
with the
true.
rest of them. Like, why would they waste all that?
I kind of understand that one because I guess in like the primitive mind, it was like this is where the intruder showed up. Here is message to intruders that come
Well,
after them.
there's plenty of other bodies. Like they could have took her. She was the freshest kill
That was the thing
True.
that bothered me is why did they go back to the crash site?
to get the GPS thing.
The GPS thing was in dude's pocket. I thought.
No,
No,
it was
and then there was
plane.
another.
He saw
phone.
it before, like he was caught or
yeah,
whatever.
he was like, I found the GPS, and he got hit with the.
Hey
blow
guys,
dart.
I could
Fuck
grab it
that.
real quick, but I want to tell you guys I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
when he probably
Nah.
only had to push like one fucking button for like an alarm, you know,
Yeah,
and he just stared at it.
I'm finding the next city. I'm getting out of it. I'm not going back to the crash site. I
Yeah.
didn't like that.
They
part.
they didn't know which way they were or anything, so that was their best chance.
I think we agreed too on the chick who killed herself. Yeah, respect.
Yeah.
No shit. That was my first thought. I'm like, there it is. Someone that made sense.
Yeah, the balls.
I don't know
though,
how she did it, but respect.
I couldn't. She slit her throat.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how she was able to will herself to do it that way, but respect.
She was already whining before the fucking plane.
She was,
crashed.
like, pill
She was-
sick.
Yeah, she was like,
Oh,
I'm
was she?
sick anyway.
Yeah, she was like taking pills and shit beforehand.
I didn't
That's
notice that.
She's the one that like shit her brains out.
Yeah, I remember.
It's because she was fucking because she was fucking pill sick.
I mean, I think that was a great part too, because it like flashes around, shows you that one girl that you thought might have got away didn't,
Yeah,
and you're eating out of a bowl made out of her body and stuff, and then she just breaks it. Pow! I
Yeah.
thought that was fucking. Perfect.
she had like a mental breakdown, I guess.
Wasn't much thought into it. She's like, I'm not going out like this. I'm not living like this.
I couldn't do it though. There's no way I could kill myself that way. Like a gun, maybe it has to be quick. I can't force myself to like cut. I
slitting your
Even on
throat
your
has
wrist-
to be bad.
Yeah.
What about your wrists? You couldn't do
I
that.
know I couldn't.
I
I don't
could-
like veins, man. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, man, listen, I'd rather cut my wrist than risk dying the way that they were dying.
Man, I can only think of like two ways to go out. That's like a fuck ton of like sleeping pills and a bullet. Like those are the only ways I could think about doing it.
You pass out with blood. I mean, the initial
Yeah.
cut might hurt a little bit,
Yeah.
but you just slowly get tired
Nah,
and pass
man.
out.
I would freak myself out with it and be like, "Oh, this hurts way more than it feels."
Hey, help!
I changed my mind.
I'm serious about this though.
I would have tried to go for the GPS, man.
Yeah.
I would
You
have
would've
got
went
it.
back?
Yeah, and then I would have grabbed it and started walking down the river.
Yeah. As soon as they got there and they knocked that fucking pole over right in front of the cannibals, and they're like, "Shh!" Like they didn't hear. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? Run! Get out of there!" The main antagonist, though, Alejandro, fucking hated him. I hated him from the first moment he opened his mouth. Like I hated his accent, hated the way he looked, and then he turned into a douchebag and made no sense. Fucking patting out hamburgers in the goddamn cage.
Dude, was that not insane?
Yes. Dude, I don't understand why he wasn't murdered by them in that
Yeah.
cage.
I know. He's like, this is just a way to relieve stress.
And then that dude starts choking him, and he's like not breaking eye contact. He's
dude is fucking insane. I
He
agree.
put a dart in that guy as he was trying to get out.
Yeah.
That was some shit, man.
cocksucker.
You know, I wish it did specify. I'm guessing by the end that he did die, but I mean, it didn't show him dying or nothing, man. It didn't say nothing about
What
it.
I like read about it because after I watched it, and they were saying like they were trying to set it up for like a part 2, but that all basically never fucking happened.
Because you gave it a 4.
What? Because I rated it a 4. That's why
Yeah.
it'll never part 2 will never happen again.
Yeah.
I mean, I see why.
Well, it was like a remake of an older movie anyway. I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought it was good though. That guy was a dick. I hated him. He made no fucking sense. Like at the end when she was getting away, he's like, "Help me, help me." No, go fuck yourself. You wait for the bulldozers.
yeah.
And then he started yelling at her like, "Hey, she's going that way.
Yeah.
Go get her."
Fucking douche. I thought they were gonna kill her with the militia. Like in Cabin Fever when the dude survived and he's like, "I made it," and gets lit up. Like I thought the same fucking thing was gonna happen there. I was like, "Oh,
I was kind of surprised she survived. Now, to be honest with you,
I was thinking
Sure.
he had something to do with it.
Alejandro?
Alejandro, yeah, like this ain't his first expedition,
yeah."
and he's got like some kind of pact or there's a money deal
He
here or
brings
something.
the meat.
Yes, that's what I was expecting, and that's why he wasn't so worried about it. This ain't his first.
I was kind of thinking that there was going to be like the Mist ending, like they like all fucking die or kill themselves somehow, and
And
like
helps
right
right there.
after like the fucking village gets raided by the dudes with guns.
Dude, the ending of the Mist was fucking awesome. I loved that.
When,
that was just insane.
They were going to give her a circumcision. Like that implied that they were going to keep her alive. I feel like because in the beginning when she's in class, it takes 40 days to heal from that. So, like, were they going to like keep her in the tribe?
I don't know, man. Like it
Well, they established that she was a virgin. I'm assuming she was going to be made a wife.
Ugh.
Like-
or or like she was not mature, you know, like also in the class it mentioned something like that, like you don't enter womanhood until
Yeah.
this happens, and the other girls wasn't virgins, so they were just like trash.
Yeah.
The way I took
not
it, you know?
queens.
Yeah, I'm definitely not queens.
I kind of get along with these people.
Everybody gets something right.
Not tongue in cheek.
And then here's the virgin girl. I don't know. So what do you guys think about the female circumcision? Like, what is your
It's
thoughts
fucked.
on it?
Fucked.
Well, okay, what's your thought about male circumcision then?
At least I think nobody. There's at least a benefit to the male circumcision because like it's
Less
cleaner.
infections. and
Yes,
cleaner and stuff.
that one makes sense. There's health benefits with a woman getting circumcised. That's just pain, misery, no fun.
It's taking the pleasure away from a woman
Yeah.
completely. That's what that does.
That's fucked up.
Well, I mean, they don't have that drive.
And
anymore.
I think it said they could.
I guess they don't fuck your neighbor.
Cut the whore out.
Woo, speaking of darkness.
Either way,
My bad, ladies.
you can. I think they said you could die from that or something in the beginning, like if they fuck it up.
Dude, the age that they're doing it in, I'm like, God, I don't want to see this. They got like looks like fucking 8-year-olds or 6-year-olds laying there. doing
Dude,
that.
it gave me like a weird vibe, that like kid that wound up saving her or whatever. I was like, is she being made a wife for this kid? Because that's like kind of like the
Was
vibe
that
it gave
kid a
me.
dude or a chick? What was
I
that?
thought,
kid?
I thought
I
it
don't
was a
know.
dude.
I thought it was a girl.
I thought it was a girl too.
No, it could have been. I just it was a dude because the other person, like after he waves or whatever you want to call it, the girl walks up and obviously a girl with long hair. So I was like, oh, the dudes had these haircuts and the women have long hair. Like that's how I took it. But
That would suck to survive a plane crash and then land, in a village of cannibals.
dude, that dude, the pilot, got his fucking head like Pez dispenser.
Yeah, right at his jaw.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't remember
It's
it.
funny that you refer to it that way.
Like, he just flip his head
Oh
back
yeah,
up.
with the tree.
Yeah.
yeah, I went through him. Yeah, I remember that. That was insane.
Man, I don't know. I feel like you like crash land like that, and like they all knew that those tribes were there. That's what they were there to save or whatever. Hit the fucking river immediately.
That just makes me mad about the her not telling what actually happened. No,
Yeah.
I felt no anger or no hostility. These people are supposed to be cannibals. No.
There has to be a reason for it. There has to. Like, that's something worth Googling.
Yeah, her getting her ass beat. That's what should have happened.
Well, I'm saying for her not telling, like, she had to have a reason. Someone has to know somewhere.
Maybe it's the cause. Maybe she believes so hardcore in that cause that they should be able to be there and do whatever they wanted to do.
Nope. Not after doing that.
No,
was-
not after threatening my life.
Yeah, fuck you. Another thing I didn't like about the movie, it didn't really add anything to it. I thought it was kind of stupid, but the Jaguar or whatever,
There was
like
a story about it when they first passed
Yeah.
it, and I don't remember what it was.
it was like
And
it kills
Omen.
sinners or something.
like it was like a gatekeeper of some kind.
Yeah, it drags sinners to hell or something and lets good people pass. He's like, it's a good omen. And then later she sees it and it kind of stops them from coming after her, kind of. But
Well, it just doesn't attack her; just
Yeah.
lets her pass.
Yeah, I thought it was like an omen of death or something. I don't know.
well, if hypothetically the way the story went, if the cannibals went chasing her, they were gonna get attacked because they were
Possibly.
sinners, they were cannibals and shit. That's how I took it. But I was just like, I felt like it was just like a little added thing that wasn't necessary at all. Because you could have cut that whole bit out and just had her just run instead of stopping in front of the Jaguar.
The more we talk about it, the lower my rating keeps getting. Like I regret
Well,
saying
I
it was a
mean,
6.
what'd you say? 5,
I give it about 5. It was
6,
just average.
6, 4, so like 5.
5 would be average.
Yeah.
You should watch it one time just to see the kills, man.
Mhm.
Insane.
Some of them were real good.
The one where the chick got shot through the throat and then shot through the head, like right after, it was kind of funny,
Ooh.
but it's like it also just seemed shitty. Like to me, like the way it was done, it didn't seem very
Believable.
believable.
That's exactly
Like,
what I'm thinking. Is that arrow going through your head like that?
I mean, it's stuck in her skull.
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming like a primitive arrow would do that, but
You think it would?
that it would hit and it would only go so far because I mean that
How's it going to go through your skull? I don't see it doing that.
The back of it stops. The front of it's going to slow it down, and it's not going to have enough energy
And,
to go to the back.
Right. I don't even see it
What
having
the
enough
fuck?
power to go through the front. Is what
well,
I'm saying.
you're whatever the fuck that bone's called. I can't remember what it is, but it's the strongest bone in your body. Your fucking
Your
forehead,
forehead?
bone. Yeah.
I thought it was like I don't know, something else. Like
Your
your
dick.
no, no, like a bone in your thigh. I thought that was.
I don't know. I'm not a bonologist.
Bonologist.
You're a bonerologist.
But yeah, I didn't think that part was very believable, and it kind of made me scoff because it's kind of funny, like it was like something you'd see in like a scary movie or something like that.
Yeah.
When I asked Jake about the thoughts on the circumcision, you kind of looked like, I don't know, you had an opinion or
No,
something.
I don't have one. I don't know enough. I don't have one. I'll anything I say about that, I'm going to sound stupid, so I'll refrain.
I feel like I made a good point, so I'll stand by it.
But the other part about her getting shot through the throat, like he like comes up like he's gonna help her. Like, what the fuck you gonna do? Like, she's shot through the throat. If you take it out, she dies quicker.
Yeah.
Like,
At least he made an effort, Brad. Fuck.
Yeah, the only person he tried to help at all. And it was
Oh,
half-assed.
was it Alejandro that
That
did
Yeah.
was his,
it? Oh,
that
okay,
was
I
his
didn't realize that.
woman.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
was
he
turning that
she
thing
got shot, and he's
inside
like, like he didn't give a fuck. Anyway, we got another movie.
out. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, give me a second here. All right, this one's called Awake. The description is after an accident leaves him with no recollection of who he is, a man becomes a prime suspect in the search for a serial killer targeting young women. It has no cast you've ever heard of.
Is this movie 2 hours and something long?
No, let me see.
you're not willing if it's that
No.
long.
I feel like I seen something that was.
An hour and 32 minutes. Yeah, it's not that bad. Jonathan Myers, Francesca Eastwood, those are the actors, and it's directed by Alexander. Have no idea, and that's it.
The disrespect on his name.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Canceled.
Yeah, it's called Awake, and it's a pretty decent movie.
Kind of the description he said kind of reminds me of Memento a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It doesn't sound that bad.
It's good.
Have you seen it before?
Yeah, I mean, I just watched it like last week, and it's way out from what we just watched. It's funny because we keep getting like a whole bunch of different genres on here, which is pretty cool too.
Mhm.
Good.
Oh, we all got different movie tastes, so that's awesome.
Yeah, good. And then yours is bad.
Okay. All right, so I got a topic wrote down, and just want to ask you guys: if an apocalypse happened, would you kill yourself, or would you trudge on? Would you keep going?
You can't. I would never kill myself. Knock on wood. So I'd just keep going on, no matter what.
So, is there any kind of specifications you want to add to this?
I mean,
it's just the world just blew up.
It could be anything, just like the end of civilization. Because there's plenty of people that are going to be like, well, that's it. I'm just going to fucking kill myself instead of having to deal with this.
I don't think I would I don't know, like you say, like zombie apocalypse happens, like just happened. Like I'm not gonna instantly kill myself because it's happening. Like I would continue on but I don't know, after 5 years of like losing everybody you've ever met, like starving, not like stuff like that,
Eating dog food.
starts becoming more likely. I don't know.
Almost selfishly, I wouldn't do it because I want to see what's going to happen.
Dude, if a zombie apocalypse happened, I'm not killing myself. Like, that's the only apocalypse I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's the fun one.
Yeah.
I think the only way I kill myself is if I think I'm about to get tortured to death. Like someone's going to prolong my life to torture me.
Like zombies are about to eat you alive.
Not even that. No,
Hmm.
not even that. Because I've got a fighting chance against that. But I'm talking about like real life. I've got 10 people that's about
Like
to torture me to
the
death.
big stake through the middle, through your taint. And that's how you slowly die if you come down on it. Like
Yeah,
medieval.
That
the
or
Impaler, yeah.
getting completely beat to death, or the one I was talking to you about earlier, the video of that really,
Yeah.
stuff like that. If I know that's what's about to happen, that's the only time that I might need to kill myself coming through my head. I don't want to live through that.
I was talking to Kerwin about this, and I told him I wouldn't do it, and he's like, "What about if you broke your leg, like at the start of it, like you're running and like you just fucking like your leg's shattered? Like, what would you do?"
I don't understand people wanting to kill themselves at all. I don't get it.
I don't either, but it's in all the movies.
Even if your leg's broke, I don't care. Does no one have like the will to live?
Apparently not.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's an easier way of my answer there. Like immediately, no, I would not think about killing myself. But if I went through enough torture that took my will to live, I mean,
It's usually old people in movies that kill themselves.
Well,
He's
you
probably
kill-
like, "Oh, finally my
it's not like
escape."
I'm going to be like watching the zombie apocalypse happen in New York on the TV. I'll be like, well, like,
Yeah.
like,
You think Realistically, do you think people would do that though?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do
Oh,
think
hell
people
yeah.
would.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why?
People do it now.
Yeah, but why? I mean, like, I don't. Like I said, that's the fun apocalypse. Like,
There's no such thing as a fun apocalypse.
Dude, if
Jake.
there's
In
gonna be
your head, you
apocalypse-
think it's gonna be fun.
No.
and it's not.
I'm saying that's a better alternative.
Me and you, bro.
Yeah, that's a better alternative to people just outside, regular people wanting to do you harm. At least with a zombie, you're like, it's not a real fucking person. And to my
Well,
brain,
that's
it's
what I was
not.
about to say. The zombie apocalypse is only the fun one because you get free range to shoot things in the head.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't have guns, so you have. I feel like you have a better chance.
Of course,
I'd
I
rather
agree
shoot
with
at a
that.
zombie than a fucking person with a machine gun.
I agree
You know,
with that.
red
I'm just
dawning
saying,
us.
I don't feel like it's gonna be fun. This is not gonna be enjoyable.
Oh, me and Jeremy's gonna be keeping score.
Jake, it's like you have absolutely no thrill in your life right now, and you just, I wish this would happen, so maybe I have a reason to live.
I
I'll
mean,
kill
like,
myself now.
What other apocalypse scenarios are we talking about? Because I mean, like, what, a nuke? Like,
No,
a
you're
nuke,
just fucked.
you're just fucked. Like the select few people that actually have a shelter they can survive that are going to be.
We can go with something like a natural disaster, like that wipes out a lot of the food,
A
a lot of the
meteor.
population. Yeah, something like that.
A meteor.
Big one.
I feel like that's the same category as a nuke.
Well, the nuke is going to be kind of tactically shot at, like probably Oak Ridge. A meteor, it could land fucking anywhere.
What if like the sun somehow we rotated half a degree closer to the sun, and it got so hot it just like burned up all the food.
Fuck,
There was way less
I would kill
hours in
myself.
the day where you could be out in the heat.
Yes,
Like,
there's all kinds of things like that.
I'm killing myself. I
Why?
can't, dude.
Because it's already too hot.
Yeah.
I'd rather
No,
get ate alive by zombies than deal with the heat.
No, Jake, what I'm saying is it's not that hot for you. Like it wiped out the food source, which is in turn wiping out people and stuff. That
Okay,
kind of
I could deal with that.
apocalypse. Like it ain't 120 degrees outside.
There
all
was
day.
an apocalypse movie where it was so hot, like if you're out in the sun for 5 minutes, like you'd like start blistering.
I
and
mean,
I would kill
An
myself.
army of predators land on the earth and start hunting humans. What do you do?
Is it quick kills?
I don't know. They're just
they
hunting
tear you
humans.
apart. That's
There's
what they
like
do.
big ass spaceships in the sky. They're like just killing us.
They
Nah.
wouldn't kill you unless you had a gun or a knife, remember? And he's safe.
Am I missing? Oh,
Predators.
Yeah, predator. They don't hunt you unless you're worth being hunted.
huh.
I ain't worthy enough to be a trophy.
Beta.
They'll walk past him sniveling.
This
I don't know.
this game isn't real, guys. It's just a game.
I just don't get the whole killing yourself. Like we've discussed this before. You take away all possibilities of making things better.
Mhm.
Even if an apocalypse happens, it can always get better.
Dude, I actually want to point out something. Me and Kerwin were talking the other day, and it was something about the podcast where I was like, certain things we can say or whatever. And he brought up suicide, and now we are talking about it. But I said that it's something we couldn't talk about.
It's always an option. Fuck. I had something else to mention.
What would you do then, Jake?
Oh, I'd keep going. Fuck that. I ain't killing myself. Like I feel like it brings you back to your more primitive state of
Which is what a lot of men fantasize about.
yeah. That's why the apocalypse, zombie apocalypse to me is cool. Cool to Jeremy. It's just survival instead of
It simplifies things.
You want to get a
Yeah,
little
kinda.
deeper. This kind of goes with some things that me and Brad and
But I want to talk
someone
about
at work-
sucking dicks.
me and Brad and our buddy at work discussed to a point is like, do you think it kind of gives you more meaning to life? Like right now, you feel like as a man, maybe your life has no meaning,
I
or
mean,
there's you got a purpose at that point, right? So the world ends. Now you got something. You have to feed yourself. You have to survive.
Clear, defined purpose.
Yeah.
we still have to feed ourselves. I get what you're saying,
No,
but
you don't.
I have to go and get the food. I have to go to work and do these things.
You
Yeah,
gotta
but you
put
don't
it in your
get that like
microwave.
dopamine rush from
Yeah.
like killing the fucking boar that's
Exactly.
going to feed you and your
You
family for the
have-
next week.
Your life is as your
It's
job.
monotonous.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
I get what you're saying. It would. I don't think I'm
unpurposeful.
like. I don't think it's. What'd you call it? Purpose.
Yeah, it gives you more of a purpose in
I
life.
think it would be fun, like you said, the dopamine and stuff. I don't feel like I don't have a purpose at the moment. Like
What
I'm
is
not-
your purpose right now then?
I have goals.
Jesus.
No, I mean I understand that, but like your job, do you feel like what you do at work is?
No,
That's
No.
my point, and that is the majority of your life. And then when you get home, it's
Smite. patting out hamburger meat.
I'm glad that has became a thing. Good job, Jeremy.
Yeah, I do what I do, man.
I feel like in that situation, not that, you know, it would be fun per se, because you're also competing with other groups of people for your resources and stuff, and you walk into like the Walking Dead argument where, like, you know, there's a Negan out there,
Yeah.
you know, like that kind of thing. That's not cool. But like, as far as like psychologically, I think we would feel better in a weird way in that kind of scenario.
I agree with that. How quickly do you think it's going to turn to? Like, this is to happen. Like, how quickly do you think you can adapt and adjust to such a thing?
Oh man, I'd be miserable for the first like 6 months, I'd say.
I feel like there's like this natural instinct that's just going to kick in.
As soon as I like get a second to think,
For
I was like,
some.
"Fuck, I want to relax."
I don't even know if you'll be able to, man. Like, I'm thinking, like, you wake up one day, right? And you turn on the news and people screaming and shit's just going crazy on there. And then you look outside and you see the same thing. There's no order. At that point, I feel like instinct just kicks in.
I feel like as soon as you sit down to eat, like, you know, in the movies, they're sitting by the fire right before they go to bed. They're like, "We got a big day tomorrow." Like, as soon as I sit down and the conversation dies, I'm like, I really wanted to beat that fucking game. Like, that's
that
what-
is where Jake
Yeah.
kills himself right there.
No, I wouldn't kill myself, but I'd be like, I miss electricity. I've been pooping out in the woods for months. Like,
Man,
I'm
I
sick
don't
of
know.
this.
I think it would be like not that like all men would have some sort of like switch to being like naturally decent at that scenario, you know, but like there would be some that don't and some that do.
Fight or flight, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jake. If you woke up and that's what you see, like, what's your first move? Like, what do you do?
What, the zombies?
Like, okay, sure, we'll go with zombies, yo. And you turn on the TV and your phone's just blown up with all kinds of notifications and of shit, like just going crazy. People's out there killing each other and robbing each other, right out there where we live.
I would probably go to that restaurant that I was telling you guys about a few episodes back. 'Cause it's like a mom and pop shop. They have to have a gun in there somewhere. And they're probably not at work when
It's
this
so
happens.
far away for you.
Yeah, but I got a car.
That-
No, you don't. You can't get through what's out there.
The chances that you try to drive
Yes,
from
you
here,
can.
especially in this apartment complex,
Campbell
not getting
County-
fucking mugged or
I
something.
doubt Campbell County is going to be
Look at the
affected.
traffic out. No, I'm saying they are. We're playing this hypothetical
Okay,
situation. The traffic out there is completely stopped. Every vehicle is. So you can't drive anywhere.
All right, my next plan. I got a pawn shop not too far away from
Is
here.
that pawn shop even open?
It's not, which is perfect. That means they're fully stocked. Dude, the electricity has been on that place since I've moved in, but they're always closed.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
I would go there. Maybe other people would too, but that's my first go-to. It's super close. They have guns for sure. I'm gonna grab them.
I'm grabbing my bug out bag, and I'm running straight to the woods.
I need
I'm
a
not
weapon.
stopping for nothing.
I need a
Man,
weapon.
You.
Yeah,
need a weapon.
I need a weapon.
I have weapons.
I know you did. Yeah, I wasn't asking you what you were doing. You were asking me what I was doing.
No, I mean that's my thing. I see this, and it's immediately it just right in my head. Get somewhere where nobody's at, because people at this point, well, kind of just like now, nobody's safe. I don't trust nobody.
Man,
I don't trust humanity at all.
why
would
wouldn't
you
you
trust
trust your
me?
house?
Would you
I mean,
trust
I would
Jeremy?
trust you, but it would be more of I'm sending you out a warning. Hey, bro, this is what's going on. Peace.
Goodbye
all-
forever.
yes,
You only have selective people
Well,
you can take care of.
exactly. I'm taking
What if
my
we
child,
run
I'm
into
running
each other like a year or two down the road?
That now we're talking different. Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking. I'm going to run to the woods and I'm going to wait this out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
a year
looking
or
out
two
for
down the
you.
road, you've proved you could survive. You might be an added
asset.
addition to the group.
No, I mean, I'm
You know how to hunt?
I'm spending a week or two in the woods and then letting it all play out a little bit and calm down, and then coming out like peeking around. At that point, you know if there's been order restored
Yeah.
or something like that.
Man, just because I would be at my house, 'cause the
Clearly.
woods there, and I know because I've been down there. On the other side of the woods, there's a farm, and I would be stealing a couple cattle immediately and bringing them back over closer to my house.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Like, how big is the area? Because I want to be in a place that's, I don't want to say hundreds of acres, but hundreds of acres. Not some place that's like 10 acres. That is such a pinpointed spot. You know what I mean? 10 acres you can't hide as well.
well,
in.
there's at least like 40 acres of woods there.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's what I
there's just,
want. I
like-
want to disappear.
Not just my, and going past that point, you could go farther out my road there and go out into like all of that TWRA land.
Yeah.
And there's a fuck ton of it around the lake
yeah,
there.
you're right. Dude, this place is. I think the world's a lot bigger than we realize too. Really.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, Campbell County is a small place, but there's a lot of nothingness, woods,
I agree.
lake bank. There's a lot of that.
A good idea would be the creek.
I'm just hoping, man, if something like that does go down, it's not in the middle of winter.
That would suck.
That's
Yeah.
going to be the worst fucking thing.
Because my like I automatically I would know my immediate problem would be water source. Like I could get food where I would at my house. Like I could get food from livestock that's around Law farmland or whatever, but I don't know where I'd find a clean water source.
That's where
Get
you
you a
start.
life straw, bro.
Yeah.
It's enough, dude. Seriously,
Brought to you by Amazon.
there's enough
Ads.
that the life straw lasted long enough that the way for me and Kinsey both, we drunk half a gallon of water a day. It lasts 3 years. One.
Damn.
Yes. A half a gallon of water a day. Well, that's what it says. It cleans and purifies. So
I mean, I do know my neighbor has a pond, so I guess I gotta go steal that shit from him. But
I'd be sleeping in a tree. Try and stand up, sleep in a tree. Seriously.
Stand up.
In the middle of winter time, yes. I'm finding a hollow tree that I can get into.
You would fucking die in the winter though of hypothermia.
This is your best shot.
You got to build a fire. You have to.
In my bag, it's warm. Well, I mean,
In your
I feel
bag.
like
in my sleeping bag.
You're like
I feel
talking about
it's
your
warm.
backpack. It's warm in here, Kinsey.
you go under somebody's house, you rip out all the fucking insulation, you stuff
mean,
it in
yeah.
that fucking tree. And
Well,
like,
yeah, but at that point, you're thinking about all the stuff that you're carrying. I don't know if I'm in the middle of the woods. The minute you set a fire, you're sending a signal.
If it's wintertime, you cannot survive without a
know.
fire.
I know.
I would
You can
suggest
for a
finding
couple
some kind of
days.
shelter.
Yeah, that is shelter inside of a tree.
I
Your
mean-
heat's not escaping from your body.
cave.
A cave, something like that. Yeah.
I would. There's abandoned places around, like secluded. I would just.
Who
go,
else is in those abandoned places? around
someone
school?
that's about to get fucked up.
Yeah. You're...
About to
All
get
right,
their
Alpha.
About to get their ass whooped, right?
I found this place first.
Sorry about the beta jokes. Excuse me, Jake. No, but there's 45,000 people in Kimball County that's now all trying to survive.
Dude, I've seen these people, and they're not all
After
of
2 weeks of withdrawals, like
Oh,
30,000
yeah.
are dead.
them. They're out there in the crowd with them.
Crackhead and white people.
They will blend in. That's their tactics.
Yeah, so yeah, an
I agree.
accurate 15,000 amount that you got to compete with, probably
I agree with that.
spread across a pretty good area.
And you've drove up the valley, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I know.
All the way to Millsboro. You're passing nothing, and it's all mountain. I just look at it all as in potential spots to survive. The whole mountain range right there.
Is that what you think every day you're driving?
No, it's just that's my preparedness, I suppose. That is what I would do.
You know, I would just be pissed that YouTube would be gone. Like, how long until the internet doesn't work? Because I could use YouTube to help me with surviving for a lot.
They have that too, dude. Like
But how to use car
electricity's out.
battery to power light? Like,
That was another thing I was gonna say. You were saying turn on the news. I wouldn't even know anything was fucking happening.
Your phone
Facebook.
notifications.
I have my Amber Alert off.
I
Do you
finally turned mine
remember
on,
that Hawaii got an alert that some nuke was launched a couple years ago?
too. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm sure you would get some kind of notification like that.
I'm sure it was an Amber Alert of some kind.
It's an emergency alert.
Not an answer.
Oh,
on
it's
there.
not.
There's more. Like on
like
mine,
your
there was
flood alerts that you get on your phone.
yeah. On
Do
mine,
you
it
think the
was like,
government would send you a warning over zombie apocalypse, or would they try to keep that contained?
who knows?
Like, no, it's not real. Turn that off.
All
turn
you
that
know
off."
is nuke went off in New York City.
Either way, I imagine not hearing about anything. None of you guys give a shit to tell me because
Well-
you're already out in the woods, like living in a tree.
I'm imagining most of this. Like even if I saw that on the news, like New York's going insane, I'm judging it how it looks outside.
Yeah, well,
Because if everybody else around here is peaceful, then we're still good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
that
But
ain't real.
it's yeah. I mean, it isn't. It's not here. It ain't real.
Well, would you start preparing?
I would be more prepared. Yes.
Okay.
I think we all would.
Well, I'm just like,
we all should be now.
yeah,
I
definitely.
agree.
I mean, like, a simple explanation of that would be like, shit goes on the government like it is now, and then like guns are bought out.
hmm
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for people to start being like, like grabbing shit they need.
This whole pandemic quotation marks that we're in now. I don't know if you remember this. If you was there that day, there was a couple that come in there and got a buggy full of hamburger meat. They bought every piece of hamburger meat that was on the shelf. I'm like, Hey man, what are you doing? Oh, we're about to not be able to have any hamburger meat. I'm preparing. Hey, good on you, bro.
Don't
Get
do
it.
that shit. Start your fucking bomb shelter now.
I don't see that happening, but hey, you know what? Buy it all up. And of course, we got the same stuff in the next day.
Yeah. Hey, what the fuck?
There for a little while, man. We didn't have a lot in.
Yeah.
It was empty.
Yeah, that's true. Remember when there was lemon in that stuff? Like you can only. I think that's a preparation so everybody don't panic
Man,
more than anything.
There's a
They're out.
there's a cistern close to my, like on my land at the house, and I haven't been around it really. But
What is it?
Like a well, like
Oh.
like a big cistern underneath it. I would probably be trying to figure a way to get in there.
Hey, they got a well on Noah's property.
Yeah,
They used to have it open. I think they sealed it. Is what they did. But I just remember that.
I don't know how
There's
deep,
one on my
deep it is or nothing, but it's like out in the woods, kind of by itself.
That's
and
badass.
I would like probably be trying to figure a way in there, try and make that
How good,
home.
how good are those life straws? Could you drink like say someone like diarrhea souped in the toilet? And there's no other water around.
Oh
like,
my
would it
God.
filter that out?
Test it, bro.
I tested it.
Man, I don't know. Do something like crumble a bunch of fucking crackers or something in like some water, or like just
Right. Tastes like graham
no,
crackers.
Yeah.
Soup. How about just regular soup? You know,
What
stick,
filter it?
Stick your life straw in it and see what happens.
And it fucks it up and I'm out money.
Yeah, there's your 15 bucks.
possibility. I
It's
mean,
like,
I don't
not
know.
for soup, dumbass.
I don't know how that works to filter it. Like,
I don't know either. I was just
is it
thinking
just
of
like layers of different size strainers? Like, I don't.
I wouldn't. I mean, you could go test that, but I mean, you know, you're not doing that when you're trying to get water.
Well, I'm just saying, like a hypothetical. Let's say you're in like the Saw movie, and you're in a room, and he's like, "Here's a life straw, and like, here's your water supply, and you got to do this game." And you get thirsty, you're dehydrated, you go for the toilet. Will it filter it, or you just?
I
drinking?
believe you could. This is what I think. Here's the far. This is just thought. I ain't tested this. You could piss in a cup and then drink it through that live straw, and I think that's you get water that way. I really think it filters that well.
What would be? Where does the bad shit go?
away.
Like
In the filter, I suppose.
and it just stays there.
We need to try this. That's the only thing we do.
Tell me how your piss
No,
tastes.
we can get it sucked through, Brad. I'm not
We
drinking
can get
it.
someone else's piss.
No, I mean, I'll pee in a cup and then stick a straw in there and somehow
He'll
get
pee
it
in the
sucked
cup.
through.
He's got that part. That's easy.
I've never been on drugs. Ever in my life have I ever been on drugs. Asshole.
I didn't say that.
That's the way I took it. It's like he was insinuating.
No, you're going to pee in a cup so you can drink it.
Someone can drink it. I mean, it could be sucked through somehow. I don't know.
Back to the apocalypse thing though, where I said I wouldn't see it. I just imagine like I'd wake up for work, get my car, drive out here. I'm like, goddamn traffic! What the fuck? Like pissed, not knowing anything.
Some guy runs up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I'm gone.
There goes Jay.
Tired, grumpy.
I didn't say that into the mic. My bad.
I know.
Some guy runs up and pops you in the head.
If you could suck your own dick, would you?
Would I?
How about we preface that with "Have you tried?"
If I could, I don't know. I feel.
Oh.
What?
Does anybody know anybody that's been able to do this?
I don't know.
I
anybody.
do.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I have a guess, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong. Apple bottom.
Yes.
Oh, look at me
yes.
go.
Yes, apple bottom could. That's what he said. I didn't see it.
Prove it, bro. Send me pictures, or it didn't happen. I feel like you got to do it at least once, because
Try at least once.
I mean, if you could do it, I feel like you would have to do it at least once.
so we're all going to go with the fact that none of us have tried. Is that what we're all doing
No,
here?
Nobody answered
I'm
this
saying-
question.
Like, I'm saying, I feel like everybody's tried.
Since he had the balls to say
no
that,
one is jumping out there, are they?
since he had the balls to say that, I agree with him.
Yeah.
I think everyone's tried.
Yeah.
That's your agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if it was like when you were like 13 or something, like you've attempted.
Yeah, like yesterday, whatever.
I mean, come on. You didn't like attempt to be like, "Ah, fuck all these women. I'm self-sufficient.
I'll do it myself.
Just to see if you could do it.
And so you've done it too, Jeremy?
I didn't say that.
Imagine someone walking in while you're trying to suck your own dick. How do you even explain that? You're fucking bent over. You know?
You just got yoga.
No, I fell.
Works for women, don't it, Jeremy?
Help! I got a dick in my mouth.
So yes, I 100% stand behind the fact that is not gay.
I've talked about this before, but my cousin, my older cousin, he was like, "Do you think he's like, do you think it's gay if you try to suck your own dick or whatever?" So at the time, I'm like, "Are you trying to suck your own dick?" But he's like, "No, for real though. Like, think about it. Say we had like little T-Rex arms, but we had like long necks so we could suck our dick." He's like, "Then that would be normal. But if you touched it with your little T-Rex arm, people were like, oh, that's weird." And I was like, "Okay, I see
agree.
what you're saying." And it was just like a random thought. Anytime something like that gets brought up, that's all I
He was
think
really
about.
trying to justify to himself. doing it.
That's what he was doing. But that is a right. I think it's a correct train of thought.
I mean, you're giving yourself a handy.
Every time.
That's gay.
It's yourself. Ain't nothing you do yourself is gay.
What if you? So if you can stick your own dick in your ass, is that gay?
If you could do it, I guess it ain't. I think we, as straight males, think of gay as in a term of doing something gay makes you gay. Usually, gay is a preference like, I want to fuck dudes. That is what gay, to be gay is someone who wants to fuck another guy. That is it. I mean, yeah, jerking off ain't gay.
Is it gay if you had a clone of yourself?
And you fuck
Yes.
the clone.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's gay.
That's not masturbation.
No, that's fucking gay. You're fucking another dude. That's gay.
Like, now I can do it easier.
Would have to train, would I?
Goddamn, neck's killing me.
Look, I'm sucking my own dick.
Do you think it's gay if you had a clone, Jake?
Yeah.
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 What if that clone was sucking your dick?
That ain't gay then.
That ain't gay, right? That ain't
Jeez.
gay.
That's alpha.
You would have to specify that in the computer program of making your clone. He's the beta.
Can't compute two betas.
There's like
A double beta.
Dude, imagine how happy Vicky would be with an alpha Jake in the house.
You mean like every,
He like immediately stared off sad. I was just thinking, I was like, you gotta set this bird free, like fly it out. I don't know.
Yeah. Jake's starting to plan to kill his own clone. Look, he's making my wife happy.
I'm sad that there's like a solid 10 minutes of that that's unusable.
It's not unusable. Let me try to edit some
You
of it.
want to?
I'll try to edit some of
Okay.
it before you take it all out. I was fucking crying.
I know. It was great.
Oh shit.
Jake cry laughing's awesome.
There's a
I haven't done that in forever, man.
you had a third question, but we have 3 minutes. 2 minutes.
Who will go down in history from our generation besides presidents? I mean, anything? Nothing?
I still have nothing for this question.
that's hard, man.
Like, well, we kind of mentioned this, and you said Elon Musk, so
Yeah.
like, there's one. Yeah.
yeah.
I think Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
I mean, he.
Big enough audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like some music people, but music nowadays, one person blows up and then they just go away, and that's usually how it goes with every artist.
They get big and then they die.
Yeah, die off.
You gotta sign that contract.
Mm-hmm. I believe some people do. I really do.
I don't know. Like, the only thing I can think of is like political stuff on
Mhm.
that, and like I don't know who will make it long enough without,
Fucking up.
yeah.
I don't
without
really
fucking
like the
up.
question, man, because from the 70s, who's the biggest person from there? Who's the biggest person from the 80s? Who's the biggest? You know what I mean?
Well, most of those were musicians, so it's
They
kind of
would
hard.
they would be musicians, but who's the biggest? I feel like all of them's remembered. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
When it comes
then
to
if you
music
would
and
have said
stuff.
like the Beatles will go down in history, like you were right.
I guess so.
You can't answer that question unless they're already big.
True.
I feel like.
Yeah, but will they be remembered throughout history?
Cardi B will be as freeing women.
Yeah, I can't forget them nipples.
Ugh. Do you think like one of them singers would go down like that, like forever?
It's possible.
Like one of the females like
It
that?
depends on what happens in the future, what we remember. Like if it's like
Man, hopefully this whole part gets fucking blocked out.
What, the history?
No, I'm talking about like the last 5 to 10 years up till now. Yeah, just wipe it away.
so that Lil Nas music video with the devil. Well, what does everybody think about?
Jake, I feel like I already know what you think about it.
Mm.
No, no, I was expecting more of it's an artistic thing, and you know,
I mean,
you stroke
the
your
music
beard.
video was artistic, but I like the song. The music video was weird, like the last part of it, especially. I mean, you see me at Hooters. I'm
What
over
is-
here like looking at the ground. There's a dude twerking on the devil. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with my eyes right now? But I like the song, and I thought he had a lot of balls to put that out.
I feel like that's the norm.
I don't.
Where's the balls at?
Because everybody was against it. Everybody's like, "You're going to hell, sinner,
Well,
sinner."
not only was it the like whole gay thing being put out there, but then gay thing along with devil put out there.
How
so that's
long
kinda-
ago has it been since he came out as gay?
Oh, it's been a minute.
Okay. I was in the break room the other day and watched to look for signs of this, actually, of, you know, what was he acting like this in his first video? Like when Old Town Road come out, you know, it's super humongous popular between all, you know, ages and stuff like that. And in his video, you couldn't really tell he's gay because you know how
I just imagine him turning around with the assless chaps. You're like, I don't see it. He's
No,
not
I
gay.
I mean, he had one huge earring in, one tiny one in, and half his dress could be interpreted as gay, but anymore, that's cool. Or that's the style, you know what I mean?
So he didn't set off your gaydar.
I mean, I guess not. But in this video, it's kind of like, I'm gay and now I'm proud. I'm finally out.
Everything I read about it was him saying how he got bullied and stuff growing up by bad Christians. And that was just him putting it out there for other people, saying, like, that's how it is. They're not alone, kind of thing. And they're like, oh, you're going to hell. And he was just like, fuck it, I'll go to hell. And he made that video to kind of antagonize them. Like, now what? I'm in hell, like, artistically, I guess. And they're like, well,
I fucked
Bullshit.
the devil.
what can a Christian say about that? You're going to go to hell, and I guess you did it all. You're okay with it, whatever. You know,
I
he
mean-
said it for them.
Yeah, he says it now until it actually happens.
I don't know. Like, my only thoughts on that is like, same as like Cardi B, WAP. Like, I don't think it's good for that to be mainstream music, as in like something that's like really put out there for everybody. Like, that's top artist stuff, you know. But like, it doesn't make me mad that it exists. I just kind of wish it would stay in its own clique, you know.
That makes sense. I don't know. What do you think about the shoes then?
I don't have a problem with the shoes. I think he's
It's kinda
fucking
funny.
stupid for using Nikes. Like, obviously they're gonna sue. Like that whole thing got shut down. I don't think
They
It-
wouldn't sue if it wasn't an uproar. If it was an uproar, or you know, if there wasn't an uproar and it was more agreeable or whatever,
yeah.
dude, Nike would have made a fucking partnership and got bank off
Yeah.
this. That's the only
Yeah.
reason they're mad.
Yeah, I know it affects their stocks. People
It
are
could, yeah, you're right.
people were pulling out because they're associated with the devil. But yeah, he could have just took a plain ass shoe and did the same thing and made a lot of money.
His own.
I mean, he kind of. There's only 666.
Yeah, but I was reading something. I don't know if it was saying like all the shoes got shipped to people or if like half of them, but some people aren't getting their orders. Like they shut it down, so he has to refund the money. So I was just, he shouldn't have done the Nike thing. I felt like that was dumb, unless Nike fucked him over somehow.
Who knows? I mean, like as soon as they got started getting hate, Nike as a company was probably like, "Oh, we want nothing to do with you."
Yep.
You know, like I don't know. This, like I said, though, same thing. Like I just kind of just wish that stuff wasn't mainstream. You know, like it's kind of I guess the issue people used to have with rap music. You know, like they didn't want it like to be big. You know,
I think the only reason it is big is because it's so controversial. That's why
it's the
big.
shock factor, provocative. It was meant to be provocative.
Have you heard any other song he's had since Old Town Road?
Nope.
All right, Old Town Road came out 3 years ago, and this is the first thing that he does after being something like that, and then it goes to, it's just completely flipped the script. Now look at this.
I've heard three things about him: Old Town Road, he's gay, and this. That's it.
And he came out gay after Old Town Road. I don't know, man. It wouldn't surprise me if he did make a deal with the devil.
What's his name again? Ray J.
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X. Sorry.
Ray J?
Dude, I like Ray J.
Like that
You
was
can't
like a
talk
solid
shit about it
diss.
if you have his headphones.
Ray
Jeremy.
J fucks bad bitches and makes good headphones.
I mean, I get him confused sometimes. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, said. I just if it's like going to stay top charts, that's the kind of music the general populace really wants to listen to. I just think that's sad. But like existing doesn't piss me off.
Did you listen to the song?
Yeah, I didn't even like the music, so I'm a little biased on that.
No, I mean, actually, if you listen to a song and you don't like it, it makes complete sense to me. That makes more
Okay.
sense. I mean, because the music video, you don't really see that. That ain't as mainstream. You know,
Yeah.
that ain't as public. It's the music.
Yeah.
That is. And I don't remember him saying he fucked the devil in the song.
Just implied.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh no, that's ain't that what we said about that? It was like oh no, I think it was Vicky that I was talking to. Maybe you were there too. Anyways, that like most music, like even back in the day, like they were talking about like doing drugs and fucking and shit like that, but it was like
Skeet,
metaphorical.
Yeah.
You know, it was like metaphorical. It's like, oh, you know, Keith or Kurt Cobain was talking about coke in that song, right? And you're like, oh shit, that makes sense, you know. And now it's like, I do coke. It's like not, it's not fucking just like under the table.
I can't disagree with it because then it goes against, freedom of speech. That's the way I see it.
Something that
Yes.
doesn't make sense about like homophobic people or racist or something and doing things to other people. It's like if you're homophobic or racist, you'd think you'd want to be away from people. You know what I mean? Not go looking for them and be like, oh yeah, there's the person I fucking hate. Like,
I hate this guy. Let me walk up next to him.
yeah. Same thing with the corona stuff. Like if you're not wearing a mask and someone walks up to you and they're like right in your personal bubble and they're like, you're not wearing your mask, like
I
get away
actually had
from
a
me.
lady do this to me at work the other day. Like as I walked by, she like motioned to pull up my mask twice at me.
This was a while ago.
No, this was like
So this
the
happened
last
to you
day I
twice
worked.
then.
Yeah, it's happened. Well,
Brad
the
just
last
has
time,
that face.
I had an old lady you need to pull up your mask. Like, and I was like the way I handled the old lady the other day, like I just like smiled at her as I pulled it up, you know, like went past her.
Fuck you.
Yeah, like,
Got it over his face. Fuck off. Like mouthing it.
yeah.
I hope you die.
Hope Corona gets you.
Why do you cling to life so hard, you fucking cunt? Like those are the
Damn.
ideas in my head.
If we needed
He
the
didn't act
mask,
upon it. It's fine.
Yeah.
if we needed the mask, man, a lot of people would be fucking dead.
Well, the old people do need the mask, but she's wearing one, therefore you shouldn't have to. That's
She was
exactly
wearing
what I was
one
about.
and she was like 400 fucking pounds.
You're supposed
so.
to.
Oh, the scooter.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so worried about this. Why do you worry about your lifestyle for the last 40 years?
Both people are supposed to wear a mask. Like it makes sense for that. Like because you're gonna spit, cough, whatever, talking, and vice versa.
But their mask filters everything else, so what's it matter?
It's still a dickhead move to be like,
You're gonna cough on their clothes. You know, essentially.
You're in a store, Jake.
Yeah, but if you're walking by someone and you're like, "Hey, how are you?" Whatever. Yeah. Theoretically,
The spiteful part of me when someone does that to me wants me to cough in their face. Like
I've got
like,
Corona, and I do not know. And I'm in the store with a mask on, and I'm touching items in the store, and I'm touching a buggy and stuff. Do you think that mask protects
No,
the
I
next
don't.
person that walks in?
I'm just talking about for the spit.
Then it's over.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm just saying for the spit shit.
And it's
that
like-
way you're
it's-
not coughing on people or whatever. Like
Then
that's
we
not
should have
going-
been wearing masks from the get go.
and
we
like
should,
in
but
that
no.
situation, like I was pulling a buggy to GM side to like throw away cardboard, right? She sees me coming. She makes no effort to get away from me if she's that worried. She stands in one place and demands I pull up my mask that I just had pulled down.
Was she standing
Fucking
or was she sitting in
entitlement.
that thing?
She was standing with a buggy.
Hey, put
Like-
your mask on. I've been smoking for 30 years. Help.
Either way, when people act that way, like coming up to you out of their way and they're so worried about it, you're putting yourself at risk, essentially, if that's how you believe,
If that's how you feel.
to
Right?
fucking bother me.
I mean, well, she probably is at risk. Like he said, 400 pounds.
Yeah.
So you're already you're
It's
at risk
just
for a lot of
stupid.
shit.
It's just stupid.
She's like, has a heart attack while getting mad at Brad.
Blood pressure rises. Strokes out in front of me.
Yeah,
Jesus.
you're at risk, bitch.
Pulling up, not calling for help.
Nope.
That shit pisses me off because it's less about like the point of it being like safe for me to have my mask on, but it's like obvious in those moments that it's a power trip for that person.
Damn it.
Yeah.
There's racism's been discussed, Corona, and gay people. This is the most
Yeah,
controversial.
but we're not all on the same page here. It's
no, I'm
fine.
not sucking my own dick.
Well, like I said, it's like it's less that they're actually like worried, like the way they act about it, anyways. Like it's more about just like a power trip of being able to tell someone what to do and knowing they have backing. You know?
Yeah, if you don't do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell your manager. It's
my
like kind of
gosh.
petty shit makes me want to choke people to death. I can't help it.
Where you said we're not all on the same page, I feel like that is the country. And being able to sit down and discuss and move forward or come up with ways, that is how things are supposed to be done.
I think we're getting the point across fine.
Yeah,
I mean-
I don't think any of that's controversial. Is my
Yeah.
point.
For
Like,
us in the room, we're getting a point across.
Yeah.
I mean,
the whole idea about the mask thing, like, why didn't you have your fucking mask on in the first place? Like, that can be controversial.
Yeah,
But
I-
damn, I wanted to breathe for a second. What do you want me to say? Like,
Brad, you never have your mask on.
No.
You honestly,
I fucking
barely-
sweat, dude.
You barely ever have that mask on.
I fucking, you know what I do? This is what I do, and I feel like this is what any normal person would do. It is down, and then when I walk past people, I assess them, and I
Yeah.
think I have to get close to them. This is an older person. I pull my mask up, like I do that.
I do that.
As I
don't have
pass
enough
people.
time to think that. It depends on if they're wearing a mask, whether I'm gonna put my.
It's because you're just like queen, queen, queen.
They don't have a mask on. They don't give a fuck.
I
Yeah.
know.
Like-
I agree. I agree with that.
If someone's walking near me and they have a mask on, I immediately just pull my shit up.
Dude, I kind
what-
of do it too out of instinct, but like whenever I pull that mask up, I think if they're not wearing one and I pull it up out of instinct or because I've done it so much, I think these people are like, do you think I've got something? Is that why he's pulling up his
Yeah.
mask?
Fuck what they think.
If you're that fucking worried, stay the fuck home.
It's funny to me seeing people wearing two masks. Like they've got the doctor's mask on, the surgeon's mask, or whatever, and then like the whole face shield. It's fucking
Like they're
hilarious.
afraid blood's gonna be squirted
Yeah,
all over
or
their
Don't-
face.
or at least don't come into our place of work, which would be the most popular shopping place here. Like,
I don't understand it
But
either.
whatever.
I just want my personal space. Like the whole coronavirus, I love that there's like a fucking rule supposedly of 6 feet away. Like I don't want anyone around me in the first place. So like if you're staying 6 feet away and one of us don't have a mask, that's fine. Just don't come next to me and tell me that one of us have our mask down.
Like, come right next to you and be like, you need to put your mask on.
I mean, up north, man, they just like to kiss while they talk.
Yeah.
They
That might be controversial, but
Yeah.
in my experience, I also agree with that.
Speaking of which,
that's controversial. Nah.
that video showed
Fucking
you
Northerners.
the cartoon video that I showed you of Tom Brady kissing his kid. The cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy that posted that, he his Instagram got banned because he posted like that video or something on there, and they banned him for child porn. That video got banned for child porn.
Damn.
Yeah,
The video was fucked up.
it was
But
fucked up.
I agree. It's not child porn.
He,
And plus,
he wasn't idolizing it. He was showing that it was fucked up. He was like, that happened, and the crowd's like,
yeah.
and they took him down. And people were like, that's fucked up because there's actual bad shit on Instagram that they're not doing anything about. I just thought it was weird that they would take a cartoon down versus actual porn.
Because maybe it defames Tom Brady, who makes a lot of money.
It's how popular the post is. That's what it is. The popularity. Child porn's not fucking popular.
I wonder why.
Last I thought it was.
For now.
I did not want this podcast to be like this.
God, we're just gonna piss everyone off.
Who's going to get pissed off at child porn?
The 40-year-old men trying to marry 13-year-olds.
Fuck them.
Or the
that-
people that just hear something as bad as that and get mad that it was even brought up.
Free love.
Free love.
Free love.
Oh God.
This
The
6-year-old.
fuck?
No, that's what the shit I read, man. This 6-year-old has enough brain capacity to determine whether it wants to be a boy or a girl and have a sex change.
Yeah.
This is real headlines, man.
When I was little,
Those
I
are
couldn't
real
even decide between
stupid people.
Frosted Flakes or Cheerios. I was like, fuck.
Do I want to chop my dick off?
No.
When you ask me why I want to keep guns, is because people like that exist.
Seth, we need to be funny. Come on. We're running out of time here.
I'm not funny. Have you not talked to Brad? He said 13 episodes. I ain't said a damn thing funny.
That hurt, didn't it? You remembered it.
Fuck you. Yes, it did. I'm
Shit.
hilarious.
Yeah, because when I brought up the like animation thing, it was like, yeah, we'll have a funny story from all of us or whatever. And he was like, basically saying, he's like, oh, this sounds like a dumb idea. And I was like, yeah, well, we won't be able to go through 13 episodes and find one funny story he fucking said.
He's about to argue. Man.
Damn straight.
He knows he's right.
No, 13. I want to see any one of you motherfuckers go back and go through 13 episodes of an hour and 20 minutes each and listen to anything.
Oh man,
We just now got y'all to start editing and adding into the podcast. Y'all ain't going to go searching through this, and I'm not going to do it.
I can remember funny stories. I said, remember your own.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
What?
old man falling miles.
You
fishing.
got to find this.
That was in this
You
podcast.
just did it.
That was a good one, Brad.
Hilarious.
Yeah. What's a funny story you said in this?
I'm not funny.
Crickets. Crickets.
Well, mine was hilarious, but it's got to get cut.
Yeah, it was.
What's hilarious?
There
It's
it
just
goes.
too far.
That's a never going to leave the group type story.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Forget about it when I walk out the door.
Dude.
Jay's gonna be in there. Hey, Vicky, did you know?
He's going to do the hands thing. He's going to go up to her like it's an offering to a fucking dark god or something.
I have news.
The dark side has spoken. She calls you because the camera in the corner catches you.
We got a camera.
We got him taken down.
You had inside.
For the dog, right?
Not that too, but I forgot what it was. Where crackheads broke into my car, I had a camera facing out here, and then I had one up here facing the door, and then I had one facing the back door because I was sketched out. I was like, "There's crackheads," and then they finally fucked up somehow, and I was like too lazy to fix it. The power went out, and I had to get back in there and configure it to my Wi-Fi. I was like, "Fuck that!
I feel you.
You can take my shit. I don't even care anymore."
Take my life. I don't care either.
It's just such a nuisance when you get theft. You know what I mean? Somebody
Yeah.
steals something from you.
Here's a story I guess I can say because of that. When the crackheads broke into my car, they took my fucking change holder tray.
You told me about this. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
They took my change. The tray was the only thing I was mad about because I have to replace that, and it's like fucking $15-20. And I was like, God. They took some bubble gum. They went through my glove box and like pulled out all my shit, and I was just like irritated. And they took like the neighbor's plants over here, and they were talking to me about it and stuff. And Vicky's like, "We need to file a police report for it." And I'm like, "What are they gonna fucking do?"
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So
Nothing.
Vicky was like hounding me. She's like, "We have to file a police report. They could like if they know shit's happening, they can probably put a lookout." I'm like, "Fine, okay, I guess that makes sense." I go down there, I follow this police report, and the guy's like, "All right." So what happened? I'm like, someone broke into my car. Did they smash the window? And I was like, no, the fucking door was unlocked, I guess. But they went through all my shit, my glove box and all this. They took the neighbor's plants and whatever. And he goes, what did they take out of your car? And I'm like, they took my change holder.
No way to track
And
this.
he probably
Yeah.
he
No
probably
way.
just looked down like you dumbass.
I felt fucking retarded.
He's like,
So-
you're wasting my time. Right?
So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, pretty much how I felt. I was just like, yeah, they took my change tray holder, like $15 of money and bubble gum. And he's like, bubble gum. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Bubble gum. And I'm like,
sit down. Like I can't believe my fucking day.
I'm just like, I look over at Vicky while I'm telling this, and I'm like, I fucking hate my life. Like, I just want to die right now. And he's like,
sitting there like, yeah, do it.
yeah,
Tell him.
tell him it was bubble gum.
Good job.
She's
Get,
like,
get the flavor right.
record me laughing.
If there's a thief walking around here with fresh breath, we'll know who did it.
Get that motherfucker.
Is that 5 gum you have, sir? Well, you matched the description of a robbery that took place earlier.
Needless to say, the whole point of that was just to kind of have them come by and make sure no one else was fucking around our cars and shit. Because if they're getting ballsy enough to go in people's cars, you know, I just didn't want someone breaking in my place.
What was it? The same thing happened to me maybe like 6 months earlier or something. And my door is unlocked.
And they
took my
actually took the
change.
valuable shit.
They took my change. They threw the change thing into the seat. You know, they was just like rummaging, and they took a 25 pistol that I had no clue what the serial number was. I mean, I can get it possibly from the pawn shop, but that it'll never get found. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That gun sold
It's
in
gone.
Kentucky somewhere. Even if it does get found, it'll get found. Maybe it could possibly 5 years later, it could possibly be tracked to as a stolen weapon. Man, it's just this ain't. It's not going to happen.
You would be lucky for the cops to be able to do anything about somebody that you had caught on camera.
Yeah, I know.
rummaging through your shit.
I could have been like, he stabbed me 6 times. His last name's this, and he works here. And they're like, oh, there's no.
Because they would have to like be able to clearly see the person, have some idea who they are. You know, like
I remember this news post that was posted here locally about some guy that had stole all this stuff, had like a trailer full of things. And then like the cops is like, if you had anything stolen, you can come look and see if any of this is yours. That was basically how the post went.
how else are they supposed to do it, man? They
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, yeah. I guess
Write
it's true.
write your initials on
It's all-
everything.
It's all
Jake.
mine.
Yeah, you could have went in there and possibly got anything. Maybe you might have needed proof of this. Hey, I bought this. They're this.
The only reason people get caught with shit like that is because they start stealing stuff like side by sides, fucking guns
Getting
that people
ballsy.
can trace. Like
my gun
like-
could be traced, but it's gone, man. There's
it was probably gone already at a pawn shop before you were like even knew.
or
Like,
sold to somebody. Like,
yeah.
all right, so if you get a gun sold to you, how's anybody gonna know you have that gun?
I
If
mean, the
sold-
government does, but like
The person. No, I'm talking about.
Oh, like
I sell you
privately?
a gun.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, nobody
I sell
knows.
you a gun. It's never known that Brad's
Yeah.
got it. And unless Brad gets pulled over and the cops take the said gun, write down the serial number, and look it up, they'll never know whether it's stolen or if it's his or if it's Billy's down the street.
Yeah, so like some people, like my dad, for example, when he gets one, he has like a book where he writes down the serial numbers and where he bought it, and to keep that with him, just in case that ever gets stolen or something comes of it. Like,
Yeah.
like some people do that, but you're not required to do that. Like,
I've got a 25 that was traded to my dad, and my dad gave it to me. So, and who knows where it came from? You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure when you get a gun, you're actually supposed to go get it turned into you. Like there's supposed to be a bill of sale. Like the legal way of doing it is all that. To be honest,
Except they just don't really care.
well, how are you going to keep up with it? Unless it's taxed like fucking cars and it becomes a thing like that,
Yeah,
then it's going to be kept up with, and that's
I
something I,
mean
can actually
that's
see
the same
happening.
argument we had about like a fucking number. If I fucking scrape that off, this is a ghost now. Like nobody fucking knows.
And it's also illegal.
And it's
Yeah.
also very illegal. I get caught with that, and a cop happens to look at it enough to realize that the serial numbers are scratched off. That's like 5 years in prison.
Plus,
But-
it possibly 5 years. Plus, you got to be like, it's either got to be on you, out in your car, or something. If it's at your house, what's Brad doing that's going to be searched? You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
has to be doing some shit that he's going to get searched for, and it's illegal in the first place.
And I don't even know if it's illegal for you to have an unregistered weapon just in your house.
I don't
know.
know.
Like, there's too many fucking loopholes. You can't trace that shit.
And there's way more guns than there are vehicles. Just throwing that out there.
Makes sense to me.
Like, all you could do is like I said, like Dad does, keep a serial number record of it, the make, model, where you bought it from. You can give that to the cops, and they can put it out there to ping a pawn shop when it tries to get sold to them, and then they'll call the cops to have that dude arrested and maybe get the gun back to you.
That 25
Yeah.
cost me $125.
Yeah.
When I bought it. That's the way I look at it. I lost $125. If I had that serial number down, I mean, there's a possibility 2 or 3 years from that point, something might have happened. I might have got it back, but
And you're also like, the pawn shop would have to report it. Like, and that's
Yeah.
not a guarantee either.
Yeah.
Like the dude that gets that sold to him might keep it.
cut my losses and move
You
on.
know,
That's all I can
might
do.
keep it, might resell it. Somebody he knows that'll buy unregistered weapons. Like it's just no guarantee.
Jake's just like, I just wish I had a shotgun run out and shoot myself. This conversation's gotten so long and fucking boring. I've been missing you, man.
I miss you too.
This is exactly what I wanted,
Yeah.
was to chill and talk to you.
It's perfect. I thought we were gonna get off here a little sooner than now.
We just had so much to
I
talk
know we
about.
did. We had a fuckload to talk about.
I mean, the 3 things you brought up, I kind of was feeling like maybe you should have left this for another podcast.
yeah.
Hell, we could sit here and record the next 6 episodes.
I have to pick Kenzie up, or I totally would. I mean, if I didn't, I ain't got shit to do.
I
Takes
got
like-
sleep to do.
Yeah, you
I
worked
didn't get
tonight, don't you?
16 hours of sleep.
Dude, I did. I got home. I fell asleep because I only slept 3 hours the night before. I slept 2 hours, woke up, and I was like, nope, fuck this. And I went back to bed, and I woke up again at 3 in the morning. So I'd already slept like 13 hours or something at that time.
Brad's like, God
and
damn
I was
it,
like, I'm
gonna
not
do
getting
that."
up at 3 in the morning because my sleep schedule is going to be so fucked tonight. I was just going to stay asleep, and I want to get up at like 6:30, something like that. Like, I slept a fuck long time, dude. But I only had like maybe 7 hours between the past, or 8 hours between the past 2 days. Like, I didn't.
Dude, I would have a headache so fuck. I'd be in such a bad mood and have a badass headache. How you want to wrap this up, Jake? How many more minutes?
That's 15 seconds.
Oh shit! All right, peace out.
Fuck.
Longest podcast yet.
Best one yet.
Yeah, that's already been named.
Longest.
It's been said 5 times. Let me say it.